Okay, it's saying pairing to live stream event, setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Dude, this better work.
Hope it does.
Ah, and we're good. We're good. We got it. We got it. Okay. Hello, everyone. It is I, as most of you might know me, at Jonah Drip on TikTok. To a lot of other people, you might know me as Jake. This is my friend Mateo. You might not know him as well. You may know him from the old Avengers Gen 2 days when we played siblings in
Oh man,
wow,
those
a
days.
while ago. That was a lot. I mean, that feels like a while ago. It wasn't
I
even
hung
June
my
yet.
hammer up. Yeah,
I have a hammer somewhere in the room.
just
So
for the aesthetic.
let's get this party started. Little disco.
Is that a disco
But
ball?
obviously I can't play any music because we'll get taken down. So
Copyright.
but I thought, why don't we start off? I wanted to ask you just what's the first Star Wars related thing that ever occurred in your life? So like
Okay.
what was the first thing that either got you into Star Wars or like, what
Yeah.
was the first?
My uncle,
What was your first?
my uncle Sam is a huge nerd. I think that's where I get most of my nerdness from. And from a very young age, like I think I was at he told me I was like maybe around like 3 or 4 when he showed me the original trilogy, and he got me a lightsaber and a bunch of Star Wars action figures, like the old ones. Like they had like barely any, like the head would move and the arms move. That's it. But I had a bunch of Star Wars action figures. I had Luke, Leia, and Han. I never had Chewie for some reason. I don't know why. He got me a lightsaber, and we watched the movies. He got me a copy of them, even though I was like, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I was old enough to like retain information, but like I was still like really young. I was like fresh off the bat. But yeah, Star Wars was one of the first like fandoms I ever was introduced to, and then my parents introduced me to like Batman and other stuff like that. But to strictly Star Wars. But yeah, so then I watched the prequel trilogy when I was I want to say like maybe 8 or 9. I watched the
Mhm.
prequels, like a long thing, and then I guess I put off watching the sequel trilogy because I didn't think I was gonna like it because all these characters and like I was really attached to like Anakin and Obi-Wan and that whole dynamic. But then sequels came out and it looked pretty cool. Like when I watched the Force Awakens trailer and I saw Kylo Ren, I was like, not gonna lie, that looks pretty bad. That looks pretty good. Keeping it
Looks pretty
PG.
good. Keep it
So
up,
yeah,
Chief.
then I watched Force Awakens with my brother in the theaters and we loved it. So then when Last Jedi was announced, I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so sick. Like, I bet it's gonna be twice as best, it's probably twice as better as the last one. We went to go watch it and like, you know, it was pretty good. It was pretty. I mean, I didn't particularly love it, just for some reasons. Sorry, technical difficulties.
No worries, man. No
Yeah, but
worries
I
whatsoever.
didn't particularly love Last Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a good movie. It was a good movie. There were some scenes in it that I really appreciated,
Mm-hmm.
like especially when oh my like this is cheesy of me, but especially when Rey and Kylo teamed up and took down Snoke, like that was like my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for me, my earliest memory of Star Wars is it. If I'm thinking about it, hard. It's really my dad showed me A New Hope. I think was like the first, thing for me. And so I always considered that the first Star Wars movie. And still to this day, whenever someone calls Phantom Menace the first Star Wars movie, I'm like, no, A New Hope is the
Yeah,
first
some
Star
people
Wars
forget
movie.
it.
That's the beginning of the Skywalker saga. That's the first, I mean, it's not technically the beginning now, but that was the first thing ever, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so who's your favorite character? Like, how's your favorite character changed over
Like
the
out of
years?
every trilogy or out of like a certain one?
I'm saying just like how's it changed? Because I feel like my favorite character isn't the same person who it was when I first started liking Star Wars. I'm trying to adjust my chair, sorry.
It's okay. No, for me, like okay, out of every trilogy and like I don't know. Okay, originally I just loved Anakin, and I guess it's because like he was just like the good guy, the main protagonist, the hero. Like I don't know. I was always like a suck for those kind of things. I loved Anakin. He was sick. Like especially when he like when he showed how proficient he was in like battle and he was just destroying every enemy he had. I loved him. Yeah, I kind of looked up to him too. But
Mhm.
then like nowadays, I don't know. I love a good redemption story, and like good bad guy went good. So when Rise of Skywalker came out and it had that amazing ending, I legit lost it. Like I went to go see that movie with my girlfriend, and she told me the look on my face was legit just in shock when I saw him pull out that blue lightsaber. Oh man, I was literally about to scream in the middle of the theater. But yeah, so it's more like I like Kylo Ren a lot now and Ben Solo a lot now, but I still like Anakin. But also Kanan Jarrus too. He's a good character also. Because Star Wars Rebels, I mean, it's a pretty good series, but like I just love Kanan because he has a lot of. I mean, he's just a cool Jedi, honestly. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I mean, for me, it started as Han Solo, for sure. Like I was dressing up as Han Solo. That was always, that was like I based my whole personality. I want to say from like first to probably fifth grade on just Harrison Ford, and like Han Solo, man. I love that. I love Han Solo. I love Han Solo forever. But I've definitely developed new favorite characters. Like I appreciate the depth in Anakin's character now, looking back at it. Like looking back at the movies, I appreciate the depth that Lucas put in there. And I appreciate the depth in Luke's character and the depth in Princess Leia. Like, I appreciate how difficult this was because Marvel, a lot of people commended it for pulling off a 10-year spanning cinematic history. And sure, they've placed a lot of movies with a lot of different chapters, but this has been following the same group of people over the course of like what now? I mean, it feels like a long
Yeah,
time.
it's been a while.
Oh my God. Yeah, a
The
long
Star Wars
time.
characters have very good. The Star Wars characters have really good character arcs and really good storytelling too. Just in general, honestly, like with the whole thing of Anakin being like it kind of humanizes them. Honestly, like it makes you think, hey, they can go through the same problems we do, even though they have cool lightsabers and force. So it really humanizes some characters that you like would see on screen and be like, oh wow, they must have it great. But then you see that they also have problems. Like Anakin, he has like nightmares and stuff, and Obi-Wan also his fear of paperwork.
Well, I mean, I think the whole point of Star Wars that a lot of people don't really think about is just there is no good guy or bad guy. And I think that's really what Lucas was trying to get across is the Jedi aren't great. There's a lot of things that they won't let you do, even though they say they're the good guy. And the Sith are terrible because they're the total opposite direction. There's no shades of gray in between. It's just black and white. So I think what Luke's is trying to say, you need to find that balance, that gray area of, why Rey and Luke Skywalker will never be full-fledged Jedis, and even why Anakin won't ever be a full-fledged Jedi, is because they allowed their human emotions to actually run free instead of suppressing them, like the Jedi tell them to. And so that's what I think the commentary Lucas is, trying to make in these films is, most of the time. The one thing I do want to talk about quickly before the guests come on, which is going to be in 2 minutes, is Taika Waititi directing a Star Wars movie announced. Like we've known for a little bit, but it's announced today. He's directing a movie. First thoughts, quick.
I was okay. A quick. I was shocked, like just
Mhm.
quickly because I've never like I don't
You
remember
were
him
shocked?
directing. I mean, I get easily shocked by this kind of thing with big changes like that. I've never like I don't know much of his work because I'm
Hmm.
not like that informed on it, but like I don't remember him ever directing anything quite like Star Wars. So I mean, I'm sure he'll do great though. I mean,
Yeah, it's um. Sorry, I was texting one of the guests who's trying to get on. I'm trying to like at the same time as I'm talking to you, also coordinate like the
dude, it's fine.
5 to 10 guests we're about to have come on. There are a lot of people who are kind of like, I'm gonna try and swing by. And so I sent them all the code anyway. So it's kind of more like a we'll see thing. There are other people who are like, dude, it's about to be 8:15. Like, we're ready to join. So There we go. We got one person.
Cool.
Hello?
You working?
No, it's someone I invited, so I think they're just trying to get their camera and stuff all figured out.
I'm trying real hard.
I heard something there.
All right, what's up, man? Hey, this is you've definitely seen him on your For You page. Do you know how to change your name?
Do you know how to change my name? Absolutely not. I hate Zoom so much.
Oh, go to the 3 blue dots up in the top right corner. Hit those, press rename, change that to your @
Okay.
Cool. This is another cosplayer who I love. He does a lot of really cool Finn stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what's up? Let's see if we can get him in here. And I have some other people joining. Pissed Chris, who started a lot of like the profile
Chris is
picture
joining?
stuff. My friend Michelle. This is my friend Michelle, big Star Wars fan.
I'm gonna yell at people.
What's up, Michelle? We're live right now, so we're live. So Mateo and I guess while we're waiting for the other people to join, Mateo and I were just talking about our first Star Wars memories. So I just wanted to know some of your first Star Wars memories. So T Blue Pulsar, why don't you start?
My very first one, 2005. It was May 2005 when Revenge of the Sith came out. My sister is yelling. What's she yelling about? My best friend at the time wanted to see Revenge of the Sith. We were like in the 4th or 5th grade, I think, and I was like, sure, even though I had no idea what was gonna be happening because I hadn't seen Attack of the Clones or Phantom Menace yet. And then fast forward 2.5 hours later after this movie, I'm like, wait, I have to watch the rest of this. And the rest is, as they say, history, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, Grayscale?
Honest, is it like favorite Star Wars moment?
No, like earliest Star Wars memory.
Honestly, it's like the same thing as the last guy. I remember going to the mall to watch episode 3, and I remember I've seen Star Wars, but like you don't really remember stuff when you're young. So like technically episode 3 was the first movie I saw for Star Wars, and I was like, yo, like after seeing like all like the fight scenes and like just the drama, I was like, oh, I gotta look at the rest of this, and like it was really good, man.
Yeah. What about you, Michelle?
So ever since like as young as I can remember, my dad would always quote Yoda and stuff. He'd be like, do or do not, there is no trying, just all this like stupid little motivational stuff. And then in 2015, we started going to like the movies and like watching them as they came out every year, Christmas break, like that be like our new little family tradition. And then starting 2015, I just became absolutely obsessed.
That's awesome. I mean,
wish.
I said earlier, for me, it was A New Hope. My dad just showed me the DVD of A New Hope when I was just like 5 years old or something. And I was just hooked. I just loved Han Solo. And then Mateo, what was yours again?
Oh yeah, I told you just my uncle. He showed me the original trilogy, and then he showed me the prequels. He showed me every trilogy from such a young age, but like I wasn't at an age where I was like able to retain information yet, so I kind of didn't forget them. So I had to watch them all again with him. It's practically every week he came over and just like shoved some Star Wars stuff in my face, and I was like, oh, okay, so you would like me to enjoy this? And, and then he just taught me everything. It was like a class basically. Every time he would come over, he would like bring something, and then he would be like, "Oh, so this is a lightsaber. It's an elegant weapon," and I'd be like, "Oh, cool." And now he got me hooked. No, you guys can see it. I got my lightsabers hung on the wall here. I don't know.
So-
I say they're cool.
So what, I mean, for you, like for me, I would also, this was something we talked about a little bit earlier, was characters. It's like favorite characters. So for me, Han Solo was always like, that was like the instant thing. Like once I saw Han Solo, I was like, oh, this dude has brown hair. I have brown hair. I was like 5 at the time. He's snarky. I'm going to be snarky. He's cool. He gets with Princess Leia. That's cool. So I'm a Han Solo ride or die. So who's that character for you guys?
You already know. Same thing. I saw Revenge of the Sith, and I was like, after I saw Attack of the Clones, I saw Anakin, and he was rocking a little short hair, dude. As soon as the first frame of Revenge of the Sith came on when he was in there, I was like, okay, sometimes passed. His hair grew out. I'm digging it. He had the long hair, and I was like, oh wait a minute. Then I looked in the mirror. I was like, holy crap. So do I. Like, I don't know. I guess when you share something with a character that you love so much, I feel like it creates a bond. Like I loved Anakin, and same with Kylo Ren. Like he also pulls off the nice long hair, so that's kind of my motivation for keeping it. I mean, although it can get very annoying sometimes, but also just their characters, their personalities are also pretty similar to mine in some ways. Obviously, some ways they're not, like being evil and stuff, but in some ways their personalities are pretty similar.
Yeah. What are any other characters you guys are particularly fond of? Who's that character for you guys?
Man, for me, bro, you already know it's Finn, Loki. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when I saw episode 7 too, because I remember when Star Wars just out of nowhere it was making a comeback. So I remember I was watching episode 7 with some friends, and Finn, in my opinion, was first off, it was really cool because there really isn't that many black characters in Star Wars. You have Mace and Lando, but really there's no other main ones. So it was really cool how at the beginning of the film, Finn was one of the first people brought up, and
He was the first one.
He was the first one, and everybody it was cool because it's oh man, look this man, he was a really cool guy too. His character is he used to be a stormtrooper, but then he was I don't want to be a part of the First Order. So it was cool because he could have stayed every other stormtrooper in the Empire, but he's no, I'm gonna take my own path, and at first he wanted to run away, but as the story continued, he wanted to fight for something, and I just kind of really connected to that character.
So quickly, let me introduce, and thank you. Oh, by the way, that was awesome. Quickly, let me introduce Chris. This is he's I don't know, I would call him one of the co-founders of the profile picture, the whole Lego Star, that whole profile picture.
Yeah, I'm the founder, the actual
I'm Loki.
Wait, are we talking about the GEV profile pictures or Lego?
Lego. The
Lego.
I
was a co-founder of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The founder.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Dang, what?
Thank you.
And
for
also
that.
remember when everyone was doing Clone Wars characters for the new season? It's him. I don't know.
I was the first.
Mastermind.
I was the first Phase 1 clone. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Dang, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's something you put on your resume.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Wrong
there he is.
camera.
All right.
Crap. How do I switch my camera?
I'm
Alright.
kind of low key, I'm freaking out.
Wow, Mateo's fanboy.
I'm not
Oh.
fanboying, okay? I just it's cool to meet so many cool people.
So, Chris, we were just talking about our favorite characters. Who are some of your favorite?
Canon or Legends?
Let's go canon for just this.
Anakin. I love Anakin.
Yeah.
Or Obi-Wan. I mean, those two.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's pretty cool. I mean, Obi-Wan just has some memeable moments,
Yeah, definitely.
I feel it's so weird because growing up, I saw this stuff, people talking about how the prequels were terrible. And now they're becoming they're coming back, and it's almost like they aged like a fine wine because of memes. That's
True.
brought them back. How do you guys feel about that? What's your favorite prequel meme?
Revenge of the Sith,
Revenge of the
obviously.
Sith.
Obviously, Revenge of the Sith. Okay, it's not only just a good Star Wars movie, but just a good movie in general, because there's so many moments in it where I'm where I'm watching and I'm it just blows me away with some of the time, how the characters' stories intertwine with each other and make everyone. It kind of influences the events of the movie. Anakin will do something that's gonna change how his story is gonna end. He can either keep talking to Palpatine and listen to him and let himself be influenced, or he can listen to Obi-Wan and just chill out. But I don't know. I just liked how different characters interacted and influenced how everything was gonna play out.
And that's cool, but I meant line, a meme. So for me, that's
Obviously the first one.
the archives are incomplete. That's probably my favorite one. Or what do you know? Attack of the Clones is a ton of great ones. Those are still I have the high ground. Hello there. Those are some classics.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Favorites are
your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
So,
That's a good one.
I think
Honestly,
that's
the high
probably.
ground one's the best one in my opinion. Those
I
are
saw,
hilarious.
I was scrolling through TikTok earlier and I saw a TikTok of a guy that I follow. He's so funny. So he made a video and it's like so it starts off with Rey going to bury the lightsabers. And then, Luke and Leia's Force Ghosts are watching and supporting her. And then he cuts to General Grievous waiting to go collect the lightsabers. I literally laughed at it for 5 minutes straight. My brother comes to my room and he goes, "What are you laughing at?" And I showed him the video and he goes, "You find that funny?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, yeah, obviously he doesn't know. I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. You don't know who that is because you're uncultured. Kid's never seen Star Wars."
I would say my favorite meme is the this is where the fun begins. Because I did it like I think it was 2 years ago. I had it synced up to New Year's. So then when it went to the next year, it said this is where the fun begins.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I did that
Oh,
with
that's pretty cool.
I wish.
the year after Force Awakens came out. I did that with Han Solo's death.
No.
So the
Yeah.
moment the ball drops, Han Solo drops into the pit.
The thing was as soon as it hits, basically the color in the background changes when Kylo Ren
Stabs.
you know what I'm saying, like the
Yeah.
yeah.
You and my friends are so
So
dramatic.
Michelle, what about you?
For the quote, probably when Anakin's like, "I don't like sand." He's just so dramatic sometimes, and I can relate. He's like such a great character, and I love watching his development like throughout the whole entire prequel, and just makes everything make sense in the original trilogy. So I just loved watching all of that.
Yeah. What about you, Blue?
We're still talking about memes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, anything that has to do with Obi-Wan saying hello there, like that's just because I'm a very simple person. Any meme that has Obi-Wan saying hello there, I laugh my butt off because
That
it's so
line.
funny.
That line there.
And then, in the Clone Wars, when you find out that Grievous said it to him before, I'm just like, this is so meta. But, that's that. And then there's one, it's not really, I guess it's a prequel meme, but it's not like in reference to anything that happens because I kind of changed it up a little bit. But it's the scene in Attack of the Clones where they're like eating dinner or whatever. And instead of Padme like being happy that she's eating dinner with Anakin, she's like aggressively presses panic button, and I'm like, that's my whole mood watching these two in this movie, just her pressing the panic button.
So I want to give a moment because Chris talked about when I asked him, he goes like, I say, "What's your favorite character, Legends or canon?" is what he said. So what are some of your guys' favorite Legend stories? Like for anyone who's read Legends.
I got mine.
Alright, go for it.
I gotta look up her name. But do you guys know the clone commando Damon? I think.
Oh, I've heard.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So
I think,
basically,
I'm
there's
not
a
very educated on the legends. Oh
there's
god, I've got it
a
down.
clone commando named Damon. Let me look it up. Darman in Scariat Aten Turmakan. Okay, that's the chick. So basically, there was a clone and a Jedi in Legends that ended up getting married secretly, and it was the clone commando. So they met on a planet when they were doing a mission, and then they had a couple more missions, and then they kind of fell in love or whatever because there's a commando and a Jedi. Then they secretly got married on Coruscant, and then during Order 66, I think that literally Order 66, he literally didn't execute it because I think that she took his chip out is what the story was. No, this was before the existence of chips. So this is Legends. So in Legends, they didn't have any chips and they just did it out of their own free will. But in canon, they have the chips, which makes more sense. But so in Legends, they did it out of their own free will. So of course he didn't kill his wife, and he had a kid too. So she ended up dying, and the kid. And so then he had to join the Empire, and then he was really he really resented the Empire, and then he ended up kamikazing an entire Star Destroyer. So that's my favorite, just because of anger. That's my favorite story.
Oh wait, is that is that the video game?
No, it's a comic.
Oh, because there was a video game like that too.
Yeah, he was in a video game, but they didn't do the full story. I think it was just a little snippet, but he had a video game render, but he was just a side character.
I think I got one. I remember when I started reading the Star Wars books. there's this one story about Luke's kids. Well, it's actually Luke's grandkid, Cade Skywalker, I believe. And like the main thing about his story really was just that like he was a Jedi, but then the Sith came to the Jedi planet and started murking like everybody, so they escaped. So it's kind of like Order 66 again, but like not as like dramatic because like more Jedi survived. But his dad died, so like he kind of got depressed and stopped being a Jedi. So he took these the life stick things that like hindered the Force in someone, and he just became a bounty hunter. And then maybe a few years after, when he's like an adult, the Sith came around and started like doing some bad things. So he decided to become a Jedi again. It was a really cool storyline, in my opinion.
All right. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi everybody. My name's Ultimate MCU Spidey or Michael on TikTok.
There's Darth Maul too.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, I didn't even notice you were here.
Yeah,
man.
hey, what's up, man? Yeah, we're in a group chat together. We're in a Star Wars group chat.
Oh, that's sick. For me personally, my favorite, I don't know if this is really Legends, but like, it's really called The Clone Who Tried to Be like Vader's friend. So it's this guy and he goes, yeah, becomes a stormtrooper. And I mean, I think it's a pretty popular story, and it's just a sad story about Vader, and like also just the duality of man, of what's really left of Anakin and what's really left of the humanity inside Vader, because I mean, at the end, even though the clone decides against Vader, I forget really what the exact moment is, Vader just lets him live, but the clone does live in fear of Vader coming to get it his whole entire life.
I love that story.
But, yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, I'm not greatly educated in Legends. I'm not like, I don't know. But that story I heard of through my brother, who is a really big fan of Legends. And I don't know. I love that story though. It was great.
Does anybody else have any Legend stories they'd like to share?
Did you guys ever hear the Tragedy of Darth? No, but
Yeah.
Do you guys know the one about? I think this is Legends. I don't think it's canon. The Imperial nurse who like was deathly in love with Vader.
I remember that one.
Like did everything to get with him.
Yeah.
She did everything to get with him, and then at the end he just stabbed her.
Yep.
He just murders her.
Bro, at first when I saw
that's
that,
such a
I was
great
like,
ending.
oh
It's
wait,
a good
Darth
story.
Vader actually fell in love with this girl? And that's never mind, just kidding.
Yeah, he just murked her.
Never mind,
Yeah.
Shank.
Amazing.
There was this they did the Vader VR game, and
Wait, really?
there's like a really interesting story to it. It was all about Vader. I don't really know what your role is in it, but the whole story is kind of about Vader and how he's on Mustafar trying to bring Padme back to life.
Oh yeah, that's canon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he tried
it's
for a
taken
while.
from Legend. I think it's taken from Legends, but it's a really interesting story.
He
Like,
brought
the
back
sequence.
I'm pretty sure he brought back a really morphed version of her.
Yeah, no, he brought her back for like, I looked up the final cutscene. He brings her back for like a little bit. She says something to him, something gets messed up. The only thing I'll say I've played the VR game. The only thing I'll say about that is the Darth Vader voice. It's not James Earl Jones, so it just kind of sounds off.
Wait, it isn't? Oh, that's nice.
He
Yeah,
can't
I'm
do
gonna cut my hair up
everything.
because it's getting a little annoying here. So.
He should do everything though.
He
He's a
should.
legend. He's great. I love James Earl. James
Pretty
Earl
old.
Jones.
It's pretty old, dude.
Yeah.
He
That's
is,
what I mentioned
he
before
is
we go.
pretty old. That's the sad thing, though. Like,
Well,
what
there'll
happened?
never really be any more Darth Vader scenes besides the Kenobi show. I mean, they're done with the Skywalker saga after Kenobi, so
Yeah.
I
Did you guys hear about Taika Waititi's new?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
What do you got?
today.
What's your speculations around that?
I mean, it's gonna so he's definitely not doing a Skywalker saga. So
Nope.
it's gonna either be like 1,000 years in the past or like 1,000 years in the future. I mean, that's really the only two.
Or in the
directions.
Mando, you have a whole new time period in the Mando time period.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Time
done
between.
after Mando and Kenobi. They're done with that, and with all like the time period between all 9 movies, they're not making anything else.
Oh, okay.
Why would they do that? You have so
Because
much.
it's because they're like running dry because they're gonna move to like Old Republic stuff.
I'm excited
Era
for the High
between the
Republic stuff.
Rusan Reformation. So the 1,000 years before Episode 1 is that's like the Rusan Reformation period. It's where they were like demilitarized. So I think they're gonna make like an underground Coruscant movie or show, which would be pretty cool, like a crime show kind of.
Yeah.
The underground
Like
Coruscant.
1616 or 1313, my bad.
Yes, but not during the Imperial era. Instead, during like the Rusan Reformation era.
Did you see that show? They released concept art of it. It was gonna kind of be like an underground crime show.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, 13,
Oh
13.
yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, I didn't know the name. Sorry.
there's 5,000 levels on Coruscant, so the bottom level is uninhabitable, and there's like monsters. Even though there's buildings, there's like monsters, and you can't like live there because of the radiation.
I mean, you have so much. There's so much to do in that Star Wars universe.
Oh yeah,
So it's the Chernobyl of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, for real though.
Yeah, I mean that bottom layer of Coruscant is Chernobyl.
literally, it's yeah.
Yeah.
If you remember that one Clone Wars episode where the droids take out the power in Coruscant, that's like close to the bottom level.
Yeah.
That was like
Wait. I want to ask something before I bring it up. Because I won't bring it up if no one's seen it. Has everyone here who's wanted to see it seen the last episode of the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone?
Well, I mean,
All right.
Did someone say
Thoughts?
I don't have Disney Plus.
no?
Ooh.
It's such a rip.
Okay, well, you know what happens.
I don't. I have no idea about the last episodes. Like I want to save them so bad, but I don't have Disney Plus. Like
Okay,
you
well
deafen?
then either turn your
Can you-
computer
can you
volume all the way
deafen?
down or
Yeah,
but
turn
I
your
don't
volume
mind
all the way
spoilers.
down.
I don't mind
Next to you.
spoilers. I'm gonna watch it anyway. I've never really been like that against spoilers. Like my friends have tried to like piss me off by spoiling stuff for me, but I don't really care. So you guys know I don't care.
all right.
'cause I want to
Uh,
talk about this. It was a good episode.
Really good and emotional too.
Yeah, it was great.
I'll just
That was
mention
the
before you guys
first time
start-
ever watching a cartoon I've gone, the cinematography in this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll mention before you guys start, like the animation in the, like original Clone Wars and this last season here. I don't know if anyone, but it looks a lot like cleaner.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
they
they
got way
changed it.
higher budget.
That's just
like the new
time
episode.
though.
I know. I guess. Yeah, I know.
That's
but
true,
I
that's
just wanted
fine.
to mention that because it looks a lot better. I don't
I mean,
know.
it's Disney versus Lucasfilms, like Disney versus Lucasfilms in house.
And
It's like
also
a
Disney Channel
huge
versus
difference.
Cartoon Network. Like that budget's even higher.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Like
Yeah.
Disney Plus shows are getting the budgets of like feature film.
Yeah, they're like movie like type stuff anyway. Just because Disney
Yeah.
has all that money.
Yeah, I
So
don't
much
even.
money.
Yeah, they can literally blow money on anything, and they'll never lose money because people still watch them. Like
Exactly.
they can just dump millions. I mean, what Avengers in Infinity War costed like 400 million, but they made like 2 billion off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
their profit
insane
margins are
returns.
insane. And they're
I
high
mean-
risk, high reward move. Well, not really even high risk. They're just high budget, high reward movies.
So I guess this is the hot topic section. The like I guess a little bit more debatey section. Favorite trilogy.
Oh my.
Prequels.
Prequels.
Yeah.
Like the original. Okay, if I were to say which one's better, it'd be the originals. But my favorite is prequels, just because.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's me too.
1 and 2 definitely have their issues, but like I understand that, but I still love them.
I actually rewatched Attack of the Clones like 2 days ago, and I was like, this really isn't as bad as I remember. Like,
Yeah, because it's like also people trash in the Padme and Anakin scenes. It's like, yeah, they're teenagers.
and,
Like,
there's,
they're
and also
teenagers to act.
Anakin hasn't like had contact with any women outside the Jedi.
And she's a senator, and he's basically a monk. Like,
Yeah,
what are they supposed to act like? It's supposed to be smooth.
People
Come
are
on
like,
now.
people are like,
exactly.
watching
And she's
things
like,
got no game.
she's like touching him and stuff, and like that's not allowed. So like,
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
his
so he's
master's
like,
not there.
bruh.
So
She didn't respect his no square. That's
Yeah.
His no square. Oh no.
his no. She did not respect his no square.
I mean, he didn't respect hers first though.
That's
Yup,
true.
right. That's true.
My man Anakin was a simp now.
No, legit, bro. I was watching a
Anakin, the
video. They
ultimate
were like,
sim.
Anakin
Anakin's
betrayed the
ultimate simp.
entire Republic for a chick, right?
Yo, Anakin betrayed the Republic, and
yeah, he betrayed the
Simp
entire
Walker.
Republic.
Anakin Simp
For a
Walker.
girl. Yeah, ultimate simp.
and it's Anakin Simp Walker.
Really,
Dude, why
bro.
isn't anyone talking about how much of a simp Anakin is? This could be.
No,
about-
okay, imagine if someone's gonna see this and hear like, how dare you call Anakin a simp? Like,
I mean, he
no,
is.
he is.
He,
is,
it's kind
bro.
of fact.
You know,
He
just
killed-
because a character's awesome doesn't mean you can't acknowledge their flaws. Like, in fact,
Obi-Wan
Anakin
showed
is a
how it
simp.
was done. He showed how it was
Obi-Wan
done with
is like-
Satine. Like he didn't break
Satine?
any jet. Like he was.
I feel like Obi-Wan was less of a simp as the team.
Nah, but Darth Maul showed Obi-Wan what happens when you become a simp.
Yeah.
That's true.
Girl gets
Yeah,
killed.
Moment.
So, he took Satine. He did because I think he just like yoinked it right. He just shanked.
Bro,
All right.
he was so
I was
cool
thinking
in
about this. I was thinking about this today. This is like a deeper conversation about it. But just think about this. Like Maul has such a hatred for Kenobi, okay? Like such an insurmountable hatred. And if somebody
agree
just
with that.
laid it out for him, like sat him down and like didn't let him cut them open first, and like sat him down and really like went over it with him, I honestly think he'd be like, oh wait, crap, I don't even hate this guy. Because so Darth Maul was sent to, kill Qui-Gon specifically. He wasn't sent to just battle them. He was sent to kill Qui-Gon specifically. It says that in the comics because Qui-Gon was more like a gray Jedi than a Jedi. He used a little bit of the dark side every so often. And that's why like he wasn't on the council and stuff like that. And the Jedi didn't like him because he was different. And he was the closest to figuring out that Palpatine was Darth Sidious because of that. So Darth Sidious made him a priority and told Maul to go kill him. So the reason why Kenobi cut open Darth Maul in half is because he killed Qui-Gon. And he killed Qui-Gon because Palpatine told him to. So really, it comes down to Palpatine yet again. Like Palpatine is the reason why Darth Maul got cut in half.
Palpatine is screwing.
And
back
if you ask Darth Maul, like, oh, if your best friend got it, let's say if somebody went up to you and cut Savage in half, would you be mad and kill them? And they're like, or if somebody went up to Savage and killed them, would you be mad and cut them in half? He'd be like, yeah. It's like, well, Kenobi just did that. Like, it's all Palpatine, and
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, that's why I love the prequel so much. Everything is Palpatine. Like, everything bad that happens is Palpatine when you really look at it.
And you can go back and track it all too. And even though you know
Exactly.
it's Palpatine, like from the beginning, once you see that guy, hear that voice, you're like, that's obviously the Emperor from the original
Mhm.
trilogy. Like that's obviously who that is. But it's really the genius of how he pulls it off.
Yeah.
And and even though people say they're bored by the politics of the prequels, it really gets down to the politics of it all.
It is really cool to see that like stuff.
It is, in my opinion, I think it's cool to see.
It's cool to see a different side to like, I don't know, it's just cool to not always be in like this fantasy, and you actually see some real like just genius level plays here.
And the prequels did it well, but you know what? Who didn't do that well? Episode 8 when they went to the stupid little casino thing that didn't even feel like Star Wars.
Wait, oh my
They're
god!
like,
That was
okay,
my
the
favorite-
Canto
that
Bight
was my
scenes.
favorite
we're
Yeah.
showing another side of Star Wars. It's like,
I'm not
yeah,
even
do it like the
gonna-
prequels, not with the casino.
The Canto Bight scenes are probably the worst out of any
It's
Star
so
Wars. Just
stupid.
any.
It was so unnecessary.
It took and it wasn't even just the scenes itself. It took them a couple years to get there. Like, and then it led to such great lines as I wish I could put my whole fist through this lousy beautiful town. Yeah, just great moment there from Rose.
It's like, dude, they're wearing like 3-piece suits and like nothing in there looked like Star Wars. It looked like I don't even know what it looked like, but it looked like
It
some
looked like a
other
weird
like
casino. Like, it looked like a
off-branded
weird
sci-fi
casino.
movie. Like
I
it
thought
looked like,
the only good thing to come out of that was who was the hacker guy they got.
I
his
hated
actor-
him. He sucked.
He
was
only
bad.
had 5
He was
seconds.
garbage, but,
I
like,
like
he's
that
still,
actor.
like,
He plays
helped a
the
little bit.
collector in the MCU. I love that actor.
I love that
Hilarious.
Tanya comes. There's the Sugar Parkers, and that's them. And then oh my,
He
those scenes,
sucked.
those scenes.
I just think
infuriate
every
me.
role that guy does is ironic.
He
Like
is.
it's just purely ironic, just in the way he
It
talks.
is, like, those scenes
Yeah.
infuriate me. Like,
Yeah, episode 8 did a lot of things wrong. Like, even in the ending, we see Force-sensitive kids, and we don't see that, or we're
Yeah,
possibly
they
never
just
going to
left
see
it
that
open.
continue. Yeah,
They
they
just-
left it open. We're not going to see that again.
Well, and then that's why I take like there's a lot of things wrong with the Rise of Skywalker. That's why I take him with a grain of salt, because it's like, look what he had to work with. Like
Yeah.
everything that the entire all the world building he did in episode 7 was completely thrown in the trash.
Pretty
So
much.
literally he had to spend the first 40 minutes of the Rise of Skywalker re-world building. Like he had to build an entire new world. And yeah, it wasn't that great, but it's like, well, basically Last Jedi bottlenecked the story to one storyline, and that storyline sucked. So then J.J. Abrams was like, well, I'm not going to do this. Like, this sucks. I got to do something else. I mean, the Palpatine move was bad. I get that, but like, what else was he supposed to do?
No,
They
actually,
killed-
though, according to like leaks or whatever, there was a different villain who was supposed to be played by Matt Smith. Matt Smith was cast early in the movie, and then like way later into production, this is why this was such a surprise and why there's actually so little of Palpatine in the actual movie, aside from that last scene, is because Disney was like, no one's gonna understand who this
And
guy is.
yeah, and they shouldn't. Okay, if you have a trilogy, the trilogy that ends a 9-movie saga, why introduce a new villain in the last movie? Like, I just don't understand why they didn't use Snoke. Well, okay, J.J. Abrams didn't plan to kill Snoke. His plan was to keep Snoke alive through 9, and he told Ryan Johnson to do that, and Ryan Johnson even agreed to, and then he just killed Snoke.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes no sense. Like,
Ryan Johnson is a garbage director. The only thing he did good was Looper, and it wasn't even that great. I'm
Did you see
sorry, but I
Knives
watched
Out?
other movies. His other movies are
Okay,
not that.
now, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of Ryan Johnson, but like, I think it was just like not his type of movie because he's not a bad director.
That's
Like
true.
Knives Out was a really good movie, and some of the other movies he's done has been pretty good. I
Knives
think it's
Out
just
was
that
pretty okay.
yeah, but
It
you
was
can't
kinda
take a
slow.
director out of their like genre because some directors are known for a certain genre. Because like, okay, I'm getting a little off topic. Before Sam Raimi did Spider-Man, he did a lot of horror.
I
Yeah.
Sam
peeped.
Raimi
I
did
remember
a
that.
lot of horror, and he was amazing at it too. He was one of the best horror directors of like at that time. But then they were like, then when people didn't think he was gonna do good in Spider-Man because they were like, well, this is like a cheery movie. This is about a superhero. Like, it's not horror. This is not his thing. But then he killed it. So you can't. Some directors can go from genre to genre and they can do great at it because they know what a good movie is and a good story. But people like Ryan Johnson, he's so close-minded about
Yeah.
the things that really tell a good story.
Like,
So he'll just do something that doesn't make any sense. Like,
I forgot about Knives Out. I mean, Knives Out was good. So I guess
Knives Out was sick.
that's like, but it's his type of movie. Like,
yeah.
and also why okay, like for instance, the original trilogy, all 3 movies were directed by different people. Okay, all 3 were. But why would you have a director direct the first one, then direct the third one, and have a different guy in the middle? That's what they're doing in Jurassic World. Like with
And
Jurassic
it
why it
didn't
World,
work out. It's never worked out. Also, George Lucas he had a clear story. He had one guy with one clear vision for what he wanted the trilogy to be, who was always there on the movies to making sure that vision was being.
even if he wasn't the director, exactly.
Yeah.
But they don't have that
And
now.
there's no one like that for this trilogy.
Yeah, Kathleen
always gonna be a
Kennedy. Yeah,
frat, though.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, she can. Yeah.
Or Bob Iger.
She
Can
can
go get it.
But so like, if you could, okay, so obviously we're all pretty not. I mean, I don't know how you guys felt, but I wasn't super satisfied with the ending to, my child, like basically like, one of my favorite things ever.
I'm not even gonna say anything because like,
To be honest with you, it wasn't that. I mean, the main thing is that like, I didn't mind it. Like, it could be worse, I guess you can say. I think the main thing was for me though is that like the way I wanted the story to happen for episode 9 was that Kyle was to still be a bad guy. Like, I didn't mind him becoming a good guy, but in my opinion, I always felt like he was always just supposed to be the bad guy. Like in episode 8, like he even said like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the dark side, but you can join me though, Ray." And like she's like, "No, I'm not doing that."
Yeah.
Crap. And, like I thought that she was like, I thought he was being dead and the whole villain the whole
Okay,
time.
honestly though, we didn't need any of the 3. That's the thing. Like, it was all closed off at 6. Like, we did not need 3 more movies. And that's one of the major issues. But if you do 3 more movies, and we had Last Jedi or whatever, I think that Rise of Skywalker could have had a 10 times better ending, just changing like a few things. So like, at the end how I mean Rey kills Palpatine, and it's like that all the Jedi versus all the Sith. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's a cool face off. But imagine this: Kylo survives. Okay, so we have since the beginning of episode 1 when Palpatine used the Force and literally made Anakin using the Force. Okay, he did do that. It's not been confirmed in canon, but it's in Legends, and that's what I'm saying. So he.
wait, what?
Yeah,
in
no,
Legends,
Palpatine.
in Legends,
manifested
Palpatine
it.
used the Force and basically made Anakin inside of Shmi, and that's why
Holy
he's the
shit.
that's why he
He
has
got
the highest
busy using the
midichlorians. It's an
Force.
ancient Sith tradition, so that's why he has the highest midichlorian count because he's born from the Force. That's why he doesn't have a father. So Palpatine makes Anakin, who eventually, all the way down the line, and then also makes Rey, and there's Anakin's whole story, and then all the way down the line we have Ben Solo, who's a Skywalker, and a Palpatine. So the 2 like nemesis from the beginning, since Palpatine made Anakin and did all this, the 2 nemesis families join together and kill Palpatine. Finally, kill the arch enemy, and then the Palpatines and the Skywalkers bond through marriage. because they're gray Jedi, so they can get married now. And then they become gray Jedi, and the Force is balanced. Because
Well,
And
gray
they
my
Jedi,
train those weird broom kids.
at the end of
Bring
9,
it all together, tie it up with
Yeah,
the
I know,
bow.
at
like,
the, at
where
the
did
end
they
of
go?
9,
Like,
at the end of 9, Rey becomes a gray Jedi. Okay, and that's how they close out Star Wars, and that was a great thing, making the gray Jedi, because the gray Jedi are a balance between the dark side and the light side. Because you know how they always like at the end of
There's no
prophecy
right
for-
or wrong in Star
the
Wars.
prophecy
I
for
love
Anakin is
the
to
Gray
bring
Jedi.
the prophecy for Anakin is to bring balance to the Force, and he did that by killing all the Jedi except for a couple, so that it was balanced with Sith and Jedi. But then the Sith gained too much power, so then at the end of 6, he had to kill the Emperor to get rid of that power. But then there's another imbalance because now Luke is the only is a Jedi, and he didn't become a gray Jedi. So now there's an imbalance because there's Luke. So that's why 7, 8, and 9 makes sense canonically, because there's still an imbalance. So Skywalker's line still has to bring balance to the Force, and balance is, equal amounts of dark and light. So at the end of 9, if they would have gotten married, become gray Jedi, and had kids that become gray Jedi, there would have been no more Sith, no more Jedi ever, because the Force is balanced. So then you can just go on forever with just gray Jedi because they're balanced. And then the Skywalkers would have effectively brought balance to the Force along with the Palpatines together. And they try to play that along, like J.J. Abrams basically kind of like tried to play that move by saying, oh, she's a Skywalker now, but she's not. Let's be honest, she's not. They're saying, she's a
That line
Skywalker and she
triggers
brought
me for
balance to the
sure.
Force.
I think it would have been cooler if when she was asked her name, she said, I'm Rey Palpatine. And it was almost like she was taking back that name for the light side.
I
Exa-
guess,
That's
that
but-
would
even
make a lot
something
more
that
sense.
would have been a better option than I'm
but
Rey
it's the whole
Skywalker.
thing. The Skywalkers, through the prophecy, the Skywalkers still have to bring balance to the Force. So that's how he got around that. That's how he did that. But instead, he could have just kept Kylo and her alive and had them have kids. And then the Palpatines and the Skywalkers will be bonded. So there goes that nemesis. And there's the Skywalkers making balance with the Force. Like they literally could have had her go in the desert and then have him. They had the scene recorded already of Kylo walking up on Tatooine to meet her. Like, bro, it could have been perfect. And
Someone list this man for episode 10. Like,
They
I
actually
wish.
put the scene of Kylo walking in the desert on
I wish.
Tatooine in the trailer or something. I think. I don't know.
They
I
coulda
could
had
be
some
I
wrong.
don't think
ending.
that was, but I don't know. It's like, dude, he could have. I mean, the movie has its flaws, but with that one move, it could have fixed so much.
Not
Like,
to break
so
your
much.
heart even more, Chris, but there was a rumor that Sam L. Jackson, Ewan McGregor, and Hayden
Oh
Christensen
yeah, they were.
all
They
on
were.
set,
Yeah,
already
they're all
recorded 'em.
set.
and they
dude, I don't know why.
recorded stuff.
I would have loved it if they would have made an appearance. Like,
I
that
don't
would have
get
been
why
actually
you
pretty
get
good.
rid of that. Like
I
Sam
wanted
Jackson.
Anakin to come in. At
It's
least
Sam
once.
freaking Jackson, man. Like, you don't just know. Like,
Imagine their Force ghosts like going across the screen and
oh man, they're just like, yeah. So we just watched all that happen. Like, damn. Like,
and then
we're gone for,
Ahsoka. Imagine. Okay, I gotta be honest. The first time I watched
live
Rise of
action
Skywalker in-
Ahsoka.
the first time I watched Rise of Skywalker in theaters, I loved it. Like I was absolutely dumbfounded, just because it's like one of those movies that's like there's so much going on. It's so entertaining. There's a lot of cool like lore stuff, like the Sith Wayfinders, the Sith.
And that
portal, like,
last
stuff.
battle was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
and
Yeah.
honestly, I liked it all. But the more I watch it, the more issues I have with it. But I
Mhm.
still think it's not bad. Is the thing.
It's
Like
not
I
the
still
worst one.
like it. Yeah, it's better than. I mean, honestly, it's better than. I mean, it's better than 8, of course.
Better than
But
Solo.
I honestly think. Hey, I watched Solo again. I like Solo better.
I didn't hate
I like
Solo,
like
man.
Solo.
Don't
Okay,
hate
I've
on
never
Solo.
seen
He's
Maul.
underrated
Only
but
for
I
Darth
legend.
never
Maul.
thought I was interested in that. I've never seen Solo because I don't know.
Alden Ehrenreich, the guy who played young Han Solo, I watched him in this movie on Netflix called Hail Caesar, directed by the Coen
I've
brothers.
seen that.
He was actually pretty good in that. And like, I feel like that it's just because people were tired of seeing Star Wars movies, so they didn't go to see that. Like, I don't really think it had anything to do with the actual movie and if it was good or not.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, I liked him, but I like that movie enough. But I mean, it's Rogue One's better if you're talking about side.
obviously,
In
yeah,
live
Oh, yeah.
action Darth Maul.
great.
Rogue One was
actually
great
good.
because it made you
Rogue One-
care about all
Rogue One
those
was good.
characters.
Yeah, I mean,
Rogue One was really good.
I only really watch Solo over and over again because Darth Maul. It's the only reason I watch it, to be
Like,
honest.
one thing I appreciate about Rise of Skywalker was that one scene when I can't remember who explained it, but when we get that scene of past Luke and Leia training,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah,
like
that was really cool.
I saw
The
that scene. I was like, wait a
CGI
second,
on
that's
Leia
like-
though looked really wonky.
It's
Yeah,
because it's
because
his,
of-
it's
More
her
that she
daughter.
was dead though. Like she wasn't alive for like.
Yeah, but they
you know,
had
like,
a decent CGI model in Rogue One. They
Yeah,
could have
I know,
honestly
but
just
I think they wanted
reused
to make
it.
it a little more. But the
Yeah,
fact that we got to
also
see
like it
them
wasn't
training,
like they were doing moving shots of their face. There was one shot of her face.
And
like-
it looked really bad. Like the Rogue
Yeah.
One looked 10 times better. And I don't know how they still
the
had the
Rogue
same
One-
engine. Like
And the one in Rogue One also didn't look great.
but it looked way better than the one
Yeah,
of her in the
way
helmet. It
better
was
than
like
the rest.
her face looked like
yeah,
her
I
face-
think it's the helmet that conflicts with the model, right? Because
Probably.
that's happened in other movies too, when like you'll have like the CGI.
How do you
model
guys feel
in the
about
helmet.
like them doing like Grand Moff Tarkin fully de-aged?
Grand
Like,
Moff Tarkin was
legit a
awesome.
full
I thought he
CGI.
looked really good.
He looked
Yeah,
really
me
Right.
too. I didn't notice until someone told me.
Exactly. And it's like I don't understand how they can make art Tarkin from scratch, but have way more models, like way more facial models of Leia or Carrie Fisher. And because
Not
they
to
just
mention
took
Carrie Fisher was still alive when they did it, so it was like, why does she look like this in
They
Rogue
had
One?
plenty of time to do it too.
and they had like with Tarkin, what they did was they just took his scenes from episode 4 and some other acting roles he did, and then just made it from that. It's like, dude, Carrie Fisher has other movies, and Carrie Fisher was in all 3 of the old ones.
And she was right there in the studio.
She was there.
I cannot
You have
stress
like
this
you
enough.
have all the access to all that archive footage, deleted scenes, test footage.
Yeah,
anything you
exactly.
want.
And then they still end up with like a weird CGI mess that is
Yeah,
supposed
it
to be
just
Carrie
it was
Fisher.
really weird, and I don't know how they messed it. I guess they just started to run out of money or something. Cause
Imagine they run out of money.
yeah,
So like
probably just,
here's like a different question, I guess. Is like, do you guys have like a favorite Star Wars actor that you followed outside of their Star Wars career?
Ewan
Sam
McGregor.
Witwer.
Ewan McGregor. Easy.
That's one good thing. I like Ewan McGregor as Black Mass, but for me, Adam Driver. I
Me
love
too.
Adam Driver. I like a lot
Oh
of his
yeah,
work.
I watched.
Adam
Black
Driver has
Klansman,
some really good stuff. Like he was in
Marriage Story, Black
Yep.
Klansman.
Marriage Story. Marriage Story was
Black
so good.
Klansman's
Black
awesome.
Klansman was
Black Klansman.
hilarious and awesome.
But also Ewan McGregor, because he was really good as Black Mask.
He
And
was
if
also
you like Chris, if you like Black Klansman, watch if you haven't seen it yet, Sorry to Bother You. Another really good movie.
is that the one where they end up being like horse people?
Yeah.
What?
I got it
It's
spoiled
just the
for me.
ending that ruined that movie.
I
Oh,
got
you
it.
got it
I got it
spoiled?
spoiled for
Oh.
me, but
That's evil.
Oh.
That's despicable.
That's a big rip. For me, I guess like I don't know, Harrison Ford's someone I've definitely followed.
yeah, that's
It's like that. Like when I watched him as Han Solo, immediately I went to go watch him as Indiana Jones and Blade Runner and stuff. And
Oh my god, the Indiana Jones movies, like especially with that one scene where like they get like those guys get like melted. That gave me some really good nightmares for about 2 months.
but one person who I feel like is underrated, who doesn't get enough love, who like basically is the reason Star Wars is what it is. I mean, besides George Lucas, is like Mark Hamill.
oh yeah, Mark
Yeah.
Hamill's
Like
a
the first
great
person
voice
to
actor.
But
Mark
And
Hamill
yeah,
is
oh
voice
my
actor.
God,
His
he's
Joker, like
Joker is iconic.
Skips.
Yeah.
no, he was
For
Joker
regular
and he
show.
was
Yeah, he was Skips. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he
he
was.
was
Skips.
I'm trying to remember. There's another voice he did in a
He was-
game I really love.
Darth Bane.
Yes, dude, like I freaked. 'Cause
I cannot wait
I
for
can recognize
older-
my favorite voice actors. And there's
Okay. How do you guys feel about the High Republic movies? Because they're basically the Old Republic movies, but they just changed the name, and I think it's stupid that they changed the name. But
I think
I don't know.
it's
I
Are
mean,
you
it
guys
depends on how
excited?
much of a change it is.
I really
I
hope
know.
they keep it close to Legends. Like, dude, did you ever watch the cinematic scenes from
The Old Republic.
the Old Republic games?
I
Yeah,
watched those
I
on
played
YouTube.
the
I
Old
watched them.
Republic.
I watched
I'm playing
the
one.
whole
I
thing.
can play one for us right now.
I went on
Oh,
YouTube because
those are
I
really
love their
good.
Old Republic and the scenes, the split scene, they look like a movie. I swear, they look like an
Yeah, they
They
actual.
look
legit
better
are.
than the last.
They
Jedi.
looked amazing. Like that's another game that I used to play called Driver. The cutscenes looked so realistic. Like I don't know. I really get a kick to that because like how can they make it look that good with and some of those things have lower budgets than say Rise of Skywalker and they have worse models than let's say Rise of Skywalker and they did a better job still somehow. Like I really don't know, but those
mean,
were really good.
Again, it all really depends on the director and what they have to work with. Like, with what Ryan Johnson did with episode 8, he didn't really have much to do for Rise of Skywalker. He had to change it all up.
Yeah. I mean, guess
I
you
think
can't
it's the
compare-
singular vision thing of like all the prequel movies. It was George Lucas's vision.
Yeah.
All the OT, like, and regardless how you feel about the prequels and regardless of how you feel about the originals, it was
George
still
Lucas.
a smooth story.
Yeah.
Like this story, and regardless of how you feel about the filmmaking, wasn't that smooth.
True.
I think I
know,
can
I'm-
share my screen. Yeah, I can. All right,
No,
if you
okay,
guys
I'm trying to think.
wanna-
I'm trying to think.
Do I need to
The
like give you
story-
permission?
The story with Kanan, would it be considered Legends? I mean, I don't think it is.
No,
All right, if you
because we
guys want to
actually-
direct your attention
Oh, there
at
we
my
go.
screen.
To
For the
Exhibit A
screen.
over
I
here.
hope my stream doesn't get taken down.
It's fine. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Direct your attention to
Oh,
Exhibit A.
Chris, I think you might need to share your computer sound.
Oh, is it not shared?
Yeah, go to the top like of your screen and there should be like 3 dots for a drop down menu. And it'll say share computer audio or share computer sound.
Let me let me figure this out.
Exhibit A over here. We got the.
Hold on, I gotta figure this out.
Oh my god, I love this thing so much.
All right. Hide self, mute my audio, stop video. That's not it.
If anything, I can do it if you want me to.
Wait, where do you do the thing at? I didn't really.
It should
Wait,
be
is
at
that
the
this?
top of your screen and there should
Oh,
be.
there we go.
There
Annotate, remote control. Share computer sound. Got it.
Yep.
Here now?
You were
Yep,
smuggling
here.
artifacts.
This is beautiful.
Fine, keep the artifacts. Just give me back my ship.
Eyes front.
Just inspecting the troops, Corporal. Sotil, what's wrong?
I sense a great darkness.
Uh-oh.
This is the kind of stuff I want to see in the new movies.
Get better, I swear
The
to God.
Sith Empire. The original Sith Empire, not those red dorks.
Sith Empire.
Exactly, those freaking red bastards.
We must warn the Republic. Our shuttles can't outrun those fighters.
Well, guess who's got the fastest ship in the sector?
Probably you.
Off-brand Han Solo, off-brand Han Solo.
evacuate.
It's like a space cowboy.
I love the clones. I don't know why. I just love the clones so much.
Well, they're not even clones. They're like normal.
Dang, this is really good. Though.
Boys, after this live, I have an announcement.
Alright.
All right.
What's she why?
It's a good thing.
Not pretty, but she's tough.
That's the whole shit.
Ship, this is our fight.
Oh, that's such a cool lightsaber.
His light pipe was.
P7, cut the iron cannons.
Some of the best tools, period.
This is what a lightsaber fight should be. This is what
Yeah.
it should look like. So instead we get like, slow shot.
Go, Sotil. You must walk a different path.
Here, have my lightsaber.
Like, I want to see her in movies.
On
Oh,
those
that'd be
guns,
sick.
now!
I need more cool alien sidekicks.
Yeah, exactly. The only sad thing is Ryan Johnson is the one who's making this trilogy.
I think if it's an original idea, Ryan Johnson.
I don't know, man.
That was totally original.
Okay, I mean, it could. But I love seeing, like, I love how you're able to see when he uses the force, like that little blue.
Yeah.
I don't know, like in the movies they you make it invisible, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I love seeing it, like a force. Yeah, like I love seeing that. So much.
That's Malgus, right?
Yeah, that's Malgus. Malgus is such a badass. Look at him. Walking up. Oh my god.
Keep him off me! Hyperdrive's almost ready!
Knock off and then talking. This part's cool at the end because it shows like the rule.
They've escaped, Master.
Kind of
You
bomb shot.
failed.
No, Malgus. This is only the beginning.
Yes. After 1,000 years, Korriban is ours again. Welcome home.
I think Malgus was the
Kill the weak.
weak. Isn't that like a Sith tradition to like for the master to kill, or no, for the?
Well, it's not a
Practicing the
tradition. It's
master.
just how it happens. Like basically, what the order, how it's supposed to be is when the master. So the rule of two was created by Darth Bane back like years ago, and you'll see in other Old Republic ones. There's like armies of like hundreds of Sith, hundreds of Jedi dueling against each other. But then what would happen is whenever the Sith would win, there would be so much infighting because their whole the whole Sith basis is upon like power and revenge and stuff like that. So as soon as they won, they would infight and like want power, so it would never work. So Darth Bane created the rule of two, and the rule of two basically means that you have a master and apprentice. And basically the whole point of it is that the master trains the apprentice, and when the apprentice gets more powerful than the master, he kills him and gets a new apprentice, and that cycle repeats every single time. It's not like tradition, like the master's supposed to fight back and try to kill his apprentice when his apprentice kills him, but the whole point is the apprentice challenges him when he's
Yeah,
strong.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if like the master is always gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, kill me now because you're.
No, he
strong.
never is. But the whole thing
No.
is like that's why Darth Vader. That's why Star Killer was a thing. Star Killer was his new apprentice because he was planning on killing Palpatine because the Sith rule too. I mean, that's just natural for Sith to do, but he never became powerful enough to do
I
it.
wonder if Jedi had any similar rules to that. Like, I know, not obviously, like not like that.
No, because they didn't have that whole issue of infighting because they're Jedi.
I'm learning things.
But Sith are definitely more powerful than Jedi. That's why. But there's only two of them, so
Jake,
I mean,
you said you had an announcement after that was done.
Oh, it was dumb. I just said that during the stream, I guess my channel hit 69 subscribers.
Nice.
Congratulations.
So I think it deserved a nice.
Let's go, 69.
Nice from the boys.
Nice.
There you go, man. Congratulations.
Speaking of the boys.
Yeah. Also, like, that's why Palpatine is so powerful, because like his power isn't necessarily like show of force. Like, yeah, his power is crazy. His lightning force is crazy, but his main power is that he was able to hide his Sith presence from the entirety of the Jedi Council while he's right next to him. Like, that is why he's the most powerful Sith. No other Sith could ever come close to that. And the reason why every Sith becomes more and more powerful is, okay, so let's say like you're Sith 1, Sith 2, Sith 3, Sith 4. Sith 1 is the master, Sith 2 is the apprentice. The apprentice becomes more powerful than Sith 1. Then he trains someone which becomes more powerful than him. Then he trains someone that becomes more powerful than him. So in essence, every single one is getting more powerful. And the next one has to become more powerful than that to defeat them. So that's why Palpatine's like, so, I mean, Plagueis could bring people back from the dead. Like, Plagueis could literally bring people back from the dead, and Palpatine can too. Because do you know why Padme dies?
Isn't it
Doesn't he
Palpatine?
kill her?
Doesn't Palpatine like?
Palpatine uses the last of her life force, or not even the last of it. She wasn't gonna die at all.
To heal Anakin. Oh,
Basically,
no,
he used Anakin was gonna die. Anakin was basically dead. He used the last of Padme's, or he used up Padme's life force and put it into Anakin, and that's why Anakin is so much more hateful. Also, because like he doesn't know it, but his like subconscious knows that was Padme. Padme died to give him life, and that was the whole reason why he was even carrying in the first place. So that's why he has so much like anger and hatred. That's why he's so powerful.
Huh.
That's why I hate when people bring that point up when they're trashing on them. If they're like, "Oh, she died of heartbreak," it's like, no, she died because Palpatine went.
Yeah, and
he just extracted some of that old
Gave her a
little
respawn,
Padme
dude.
essence.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Respawn.
That's a good point to bring up too, because literally Palpatine wasn't even there when Padme died. So how would he know unless he took her life force?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And
Well,
that's
okay,
why
also-
Palpatine is so powerful. He was able to extract the life force from a being all the way across the galaxy, or like way far away in the galaxy, and give it to another being. Like
Exactly.
His reach is like just
Rey and
insane.
Kylo only did it when they were right next to each other.
Rey and Kylo, they had force chat though. I mean, in Palpatine.
Oh yeah,
no,
they-
someone
for
said that
FaceTime.
kind of connection hasn't been seen in like literal eons. Like hasn't been seen forever.
Yeah, like Rey
Force
gave
time.
him the suck and he got healed.
Force time.
That's
Yeah,
the
but
most interesting description I've ever heard.
that is a
Yeah.
good description.
I just really like that they like, because George Lucas planned that when he made the movie. It's not just something they add in after. Like he meant for that to happen, but nobody caught on at the time. Like it took years for people to understand that that's what happened. So that's why I hate when people bring that up. He says like she
But
didn't die
also,
from
so-
heartbreak.
When I think of the Mustafar scene, I think of it was just Obi-Wan that went to go meet Anakin on Mustafar. But what if Obi-Wan and Yoda had gone?
Well, then who was gonna fight Palpatine?
No,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, who's gonna fight Palpatine? But I feel like if Yoda had talked to Anakin instead of Obi-Wan,
I think it would have even made Anakin more mad. I think it would
I
have made
think if
Anakin even.
Obi-Wan actually
You
talked
can
to
think
him,
of that because, but
it'd
also
be fine.
Obi-Wan. I feel like if also Obi-Wan could have done some more things better too. Like Obi-Wan was like, he was okay. Like I get Obi-Wan cared about Anakin and stuff like that, but I feel like Obi-Wan had already given up on him. Like he was there.
I mean, he
to
did
stop
murder
them.
like 300 kids.
Yeah, but like,
So
obviously, yeah, like, Obi-Wan was there to either kill or detain Anakin. But like, if he had been there and maybe just like talked, even if he's still, obviously he's still gonna get prosecuted. There's no getting around, killing a bunch of kids and also a bunch of Jedi. But like, even if he had gone there with the intent to talk to Anakin instead of like to detain him, I feel like Anakin would have seen like.
I don't think so. I think
Even if
he
he
was
had
too
just dropped,
consumed
even
already.
if he had like, if he had shown something, like maybe even like if he had dropped his lightsaber, like there's no way Anakin would have like. Anakin is still this man's like best friend. They've known each other for like their whole life.
But that's the
And although he
whole.
was corrupted, he's
That's
still.
the
I
whole
feel like
thing.
he
I
would've
mean,
seen-
he's like, I just think like that power is too strong. And think of how long it took Luke to. I mean, it's his own son. Think of how it took him 3 movies to convert him
Oh
back.
crap! Yeah, I mean, okay. There's different ways to see it, but like, I mean, it could have played out anyway. Honestly, like, I don't know, I just
And
feel like that
he still thought that was the only way to save Padme because he saw the image of Padme dying because Palpatine put in that premonition on purpose so that it would fuel his hate. And yeah, that's
You just know the hate is something that needs to be. You stop by the gas station, just refuel your hate.
literally
that's it.
yeah. But Palpatine, yeah, Palpatine's the orchestrator for everything.
Palpatine's the hate gas station.
And also something else cool that I want to bring up that's unrelated. It's really weird to think about the timeline of Star Wars because do you realize that basically around the time of Episode 1, like a year or so difference, or maybe even that same year, is when the Clone Army was ordered. Because it was 10 years before Episode 2.
That's literally so wild.
Yeah, because what happened was Palpatine killed Plagueis during or right before Episode 1 started, like a week before, basically.
A week.
No, not even kidding. Not even kidding.
That's actually mind blowing because imagine if what if they had added that? Because then that would give a context to his whole like. Do you remember the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Because then we would know. Because some people I feel like they weren't aware of that.
It was like not. I mean, I don't know if it was a week, but it was very close to the beginning of Episode 1 because Darth Maul was a brand new apprentice. He just got his first apprentice. Like and you have to get their apprentice right away. Like you want to have an apprentice ready. You basically have an apprentice ready for when you kill your master. So he killed the master, had Darth Maul ready. Darth Maul was a brand new. He haven't even had his first mission. His first mission was doing the stuff he did in 1. So like, it's kind of trippy to think about the fact that like basically during episode 1 is when, or actually, yeah, during episode 1 is when the clone army was ordered. Like that's really weird to think about.
Yeah, well, like,
actually, it would have been before episode 1, because right before episode 1, at the same time that he killed Plagueis, it would have been before he killed Plagueis, because when they ordered the clones, Plagueis actually ordered the clones. So when Plagueis ordered the clones, he put the chip in them, of course. But the chip does Order 66, okay, to kill all the Jedi. You know what Order 65 is?
Isn't it to
kill Lord Sidious?
Yeah.
Because Plagueis knew that his apprentice was going to kill him, so he had that as a scapegoat. That if Palpatine tried to kill him, he could send the clones after Palpatine. That's why Order 65 existed.
Do you think the clones would have been able to take him down? Like
yeah. The entire clone army, yeah. The entire clone army, yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
And the Jedi, yeah. And Plagueis.
I love how like as soon as I said it, he was like, yeah. Like, what are you saying?
It's 6 million, dude. 6 million. Or
I mean,
it's just too many.
Like, what if he just does the old life drain thing? He just does the old like.
Yeah, against 6 million clones.
Life drain of a whole entire army.
Imagine that. I mean, I don't know. Palpatine's pretty wicked. Like.
No, but like that's why Order 65 existed, and that's why I was always confused before I found out. I was like, why would he make an order that could kill him?
And what are the other orders? 61.
Imagine if he accidentally.
I don't know what the other orders are. That's the thing.
Imagine, Palpatine's doing the call. Imagine he accidentally says 65. He's like, oh wait, I meant 66, and then all the clones they bust on the door.
It's too late,
and that's why they know when they say like. You notice like Captain Rex he says it will be done Lord Sidious. Like he knows his name is Lord Sidious. And the reason why is because in the chip it's programmed to know Lord Sidious, and it's also programmed to know Plagueis. Yeah. If he executed Order 65, only Plagueis could execute Order 65. Or no. I think anyone could execute Order 65, but they're programmed to know the name Plagueis and Sidious. And they know who that is. As soon as that order is given, they know who that is.
You guys know who put the chip in the clones, right?
Kevin Owens. And Plagueis.
Well, the people on Kamino.
No. So apparently, I heard about this recently, but Count Dooku went in like, so after he like left the Jedi, apparently he disguised himself as a Jedi on Kamino.
Really?
And I heard this recently. I'm probably gonna have to look it up because I don't know the whole thing. But he went on Kamino disguised as a Jedi, and put the chip in all the clones when they were.
You know what? I am wrong. That was Legends. What I just told you was Legends.
Yeah.
That they basically did the same thing as I just described, but replaced Count Dooku with Palpatine. So Order 65 was meant for Count Dooku to say.
Yep.
If he wants to kill Palpatine.
Yep.
But it was
in
Legends, it was Plagueis. This is the new timeline. In Legends, it was Plagueis that did that. But in canon, it's Count Dooku, because what happened was right after after episode 1, that's when he got Count Dooku as an apprentice. And Count Dooku knew the rule of 2, so he put in the chip with the original Order 66 and then Order 65, just in case he had to kill Palpatine. Palpatine didn't even know about Order 65, but Count Dooku did. That's what it was.
I wonder what Order 69 is.
Who's your favorite Sith? I mean, on the topic of Sith.
Ren.
Darth Maul, bro.
Everybody can guess who mine is.
Talking about
Darth Maul.
Legends or canon?
Either.
There's always that filter. Legends or canon.
There's only like 4 in canon, so I'd say.
Yeah,
I'd say Maul, probably.
I mean, everyone
Maul's
likes
awesome.
Darth Maul because Darth Maul is just like one of the most powerful Sith ever. Like, but also
I do like Darth Vader too a lot, though.
Yeah, I like Darth Vader just because of his journey.
Darth Vader's but also Count Dooku. He's also really.
Count Dooku's cool, but I just think he lacks like.
Count Dooku
he is cool though.
He's one of the finest duelists in the Sith. He's one of the
Saber's
finest.
Awesome.
Duelists.
I mean, there's no like weak like Sith characters. Like they're all good. There are weak Jedi. Like I hate Mace Windu. I hate Mace Windu.
Yeah, there's weak Jedi like Coleman Trevor.
Why do you hate Mace Windu? I'm actually
such a jerk. He's an idiot, dude. He's the dumbest Jedi.
He called Ahsoka a civilian.
She called herself a civilian 20 seconds before that, though.
I know, but still, he had the disrespect by saying, "I'm sorry,
but
civilian."
also Mace Windu, he's really stubborn. Like If he
He's
had just maybe
stubborn, I will
explained to
say that.
Anakin,
And
like-
he's like the most hypocritical Jedi. Because
Exactly.
do you remember when Anakin's about to kill Count Dooku and he's like, it's not the Jedi, or after he kills him, he's like, it's not the Jedi way. Or no, he says, no, this is the line. He has to be kept alive. Or he's too Chancellor
He's too
Palpatine says he's too dangerous to be kept alive. And that's against the Jedi way, as Anakin says. But then Mace Windu, when he's about to kill Palpatine, says he's too dangerous to be kept alive. So he says the same thing. And that's why
Hypocritical
Anakin
bastard, like,
And that's why
How dare
Anakin cut his arm off, because he's like, well, that's one of the reasons. He's like, well, he's a hypocrite, so why should I trust the Jedi if they're all hypocrites?
Anakin's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of this guy right now.
Yeah,
Okay, but
literally.
honestly, yes, I hated. Some people came up with theories that Mace Windu was Snoke, and I was
Yeah,
like,
that was stupid. I was
yeah,
like, bro,
because
first off,
people thought Mace Windu was Snoke, and I was like, are you dumb? Like,
because he's
or dumb?
bald. Wow.
Well, Mace Windu did survive, right?
No, he didn't survive,
Like,
didn't he?
No,
No,
honestly,
from
no,
what we
he
know, he
did.
didn't.
He did.
I mean, a lot of people. There's a lot of different stories.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of history, but canon he didn't.
As far as we know, because I think it was like
Yeah.
a few years back, Samuel Jackson recorded a video for Star Wars Celebration and announced he's still alive, technically, and he's just
It
waiting for
changed
a
canon
call.
every day, so I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
this
I
is this
mean-
is not canon. I watched like a fan film called like it was just called Windu, and it was basically about how like Mace Windu survived and is like living in a cave, and then some Siths find him and end up killing him. I don't know. I like the idea that Mace Windu's still alive because I feel like if he was, he would come back as less of an ass, because he'd be like, oh damn, like that was a big turning point. Like, you know, my friend, yeah, the guy who we thought was supposed to save everyone just cut my hand off. So I feel like he would have learned his lesson about not to be such a selfish hypocrite and maybe have just listened to how Anakin felt for once. Like,
He could have survived, because if you look at the Jedi Temple, it's like sloped, or no, they were in the Senate building.
yeah, but also falling off of like going large heights are never a problem for Jedis because
That's true.
we've
Yeah.
seen Jedi. Anakin has full on fell off
Yeah.
and hit the floor. Like in Clone Wars, he took a dive off the Jedi Temple and hit the concrete and then just got up. And when he was fighting Barriss Offee.
Yeah, so I
Falling
mean,
is never
honestly,
a
he
problem
could
for
have
Jedi.
he
Yeah.
could have survived, but I really hope he doesn't, because I hate him.
Like,
I
we've
hate
seen
that guy.
We've seen Jedi survive a lot worse than that. Like,
I hope he
pretty
comes back
shitty.
and he's like not as much of a jerk, but probably not. Probably
I
not.
remember
if he
holding
comes
out
back,
hope
he'll be like-
that Han Solo survived.
I feel like if he comes back, he'd be like revenge bound, like kind of like Maul. He'd be like, "Oh, so you're gonna cut off my hand, huh?" Well, I mean, totally. I feel like he would be like that.
Yeah,
Mace
he's trying to kill
Windu-
Darth Vader, bro.
Mace Windu doesn't seem like the kind of guy to forgive and forget. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys seen that Star Wars theory series? I forget what it's called.
yeah, it's like if the Jedi and stuff like survive Order 66 and stuff like that. Like, I
No,
watched a
it's like
couple-
Vader was
Is it?
it was like after Order 66, like I think a few days or a few weeks after, but Vader basically had a vision/dream when he was in his Bacta tank where he was killing the Emperor and the clones were trying to stop him. It's a Star Wars theory fan series. I forget what it's called, but it's really good. They're making
Wait,
an
who,
episode
Mace
soon.
or Vader?
Vader.
Vader.
Oh, like
No, I watched-
Vader
I
was
watched,
killing.
I watched a fan theory series that followed the events of the prequels, and it was stuff like, what if the Jedi survived Order 66? And it was that thing I mentioned earlier. What if Yoda
What?
had gone with Obi-Wan to see Anakin?
Yeah.
And what if, like, you know, freaking, I'm forgetting, but there was a lot of those, and I was like, you know, these are pretty good. Like, these are like they make sense.
Okay,
So I
I
was really
found
happy with
the fan series. It's called Vader Episode 1 Shards of the Past.
No, I
Basically, that whole episode is Vader having a dream where he's trying to kill the Emperor for
Oh, I've seen that.
What he
It's
did.
like from Star Wars Theory, right?
yeah,
That
Star
the
Wars
guy-
theory.
Yeah, that was a really cool. I actually love that theory. It was like really cool to see that because who doesn't like Vader, Loki?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so
Vader's
good.
the-
Episode 2 is supposed to be Vader going against Mace Windu because they found out he's alive.
Oh, I like that. I like
Oh.
I'll be back in a second, guys. Just gotta do some.
Yeah,
Alright.
you guys should definitely watch it because that episode ends with like a purple lightsaber being turned on in the
That's
Jedi
cool.
archives.
I do. Okay, here's a question: who is your guys' favorite Star Wars YouTubers? Because mine, I would say, are Generation Tech. I don't know if you heard of them.
I don't think so.
And I can't even forget his name. Somebody else go. I gotta figure this out. Somebody else say it. Yours.
I have no idea. I like Star Wars Theory though. That's my guy.
I think I've seen a couple of his.
Yeah, I would say Star Wars Theory, Rexing Around. His podcast is pretty cool.
Oh, he has a
Um,
podcast? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do it's called the Rexing Around show. They do it like every week, I think.
Oh, Rexing Around. He has a TikTok too. I've seen him.
Yeah, he does. He does Captain Rex. Um, I know there's another one, but I can't remember the name.
My favorite is Eckhart's Ladder. He's got like a Doge profile picture. It's like really outdated, but he's my favorite. Him and Generation Tech. They do a lot of lore videos. Like they go over like all the types of lore and stuff like that, and they even go into depth on like the different technologies and stuff. So like Generation Tech did that video. What would it cost to make a Star Destroyer in real life? I don't know if you guys have ever seen that one, but that one's like a big
That's
hit.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like 200 trillion or something like that.
Jeez, there's no way we have that much money in the.
Oh yeah, I mean we don't have the technology either, but they were just talking about like if we made it out of like steel, like we made it just out of like steel and stuff like that, and then basically just skipped out on all the hyperdrive, and even without all that stuff, it still costs like $200 trillion.
Damn.
Yeah, and it would take up like all the Earth's resources.
I mean, the closest anybody has ever gotten is Rise of the Resistance, but that's only part of us.
I got to go on that ride.
I love Star Wars.
So
I love Rise of
fun.
the Resistance. It's so good. I went on it twice before I had to leave.
Yeah,
It
that's
is the
pretty
best
cool.
ride.
Is it? That's Disney, right?
Yeah, Disney World
Yes.
and Disneyland Galaxy's Edge.
Bro, I still have to go there yet for Galaxy Edge. We went like me and my friend went like legit the year before like Galaxy Edge was made. Like we went to like this little I guess auditorium. It was like, oh yeah, this is like all this stuff's gonna have all this and that. That's cool, but like I won't be there, so like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I went a month after Rise of the Resistance opened up.
I hate resistance stuff. It's just so.
Oh, there's a
It's-
lot of Imperial stuff. Like the whole ride is like, oh yeah, you're in a Rebel cruiser, but then the rest of it is just entirely First Order.
That's cool
Oh,
though. But like,
cool.
I really do not like the resistance. They're just crappy rebels.
Pretty
They're
much.
just
Yeah.
crappy versions of rebels. Because rebels are cool, but resistance sucks. I'm
Dark
sorry.
Side is the best.
I mean like
They're-
what's the difference though? Is there really a difference?
Well,
I'm
the
just asking.
resistance just like they're so much weaker. They don't have as cool as ships. Their stuff looks like trash. They just like they don't have as they're not as cool. I don't know how to describe it, but like the rebels are like a group of massive group of all types of different like ships and all that, the Mon Cala stuff. But it's all
Yeah.
the resistance is recycled rebel stuff and just less of it. like-
Yeah.
That's kind of I guess that's one way to put it. But the thing is, the rebels had the support of the Republic before it got destroyed by Starkiller Base.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, I just wish they would introduce some New Republic stuff. Like, dude,
Yeah.
why not bring in the T-72 X-wing, like the new X-wing? They had a new model of an X-wing ready, and they just decided to use the old one, the T-70. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand because, and then the new Mon Cala cruisers, like they had this awesome cruiser that they built the model for. And also, one of my gripes with the new movies is they don't change any of the designs for the ships, like even the First Order ones. Like the only different design is the ships look kind of different, and the only different designs are like the
Trooper helmet.
the dreadnoughts.
Yeah, the helmet too.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about like the ships. So like
Oh.
the dreadnoughts are different, but they're not that different. And it's like, dude, in the Legends, like think about the Eclipse class Star Destroyer, like the thing with like the giant laser beam that shot out the front, like it was completely black and it looked like a trident. Like, dude, they had so many models. They had models ready. I can send you guys some after that. They had models ready to make in Rise of Skywalker for like the Sith fleet, for the Sith Eternal fleet, the one that was on Exegol.
Oh,
They had all these new looking ships ready, like a fleet of new, like improved ships. And instead they just used Star Destroyers with a cannon at the bottom. Like they could have done so much more with it.
It was just a wait. Like I feel like the whole sequel trilogy to me, like when watching it, it just felt like a waste of potential. It just felt like there was a lot of stuff there that
Yeah.
you could have done and they didn't do it for just to be safe,
Yeah, and it was like there's no point in not making new ships for the First Order or for the Sith Eternal. Like, why would you use the same ships? It's so
Yeah.
boring. They were just Imperial 1 class Star Destroyers with a cannon on the bottom. Like, Can't stand
And also, where did he get all of those powerful cannons and the ability to build all? Like, I mean, like
Oh,
it,
they
They did
explained
explain that.
Bro, it's just because he's the emperor, bro. That's all you need to know.
Well, that
Bro.
is, they did explain that. So all the ships, most of the ships are from a fleet that he sent there after he died, like because he had, the clones, the
Mhm.
clones of himself, and he still had control over the Imperial Remnant, like at least a couple factions of it. So he sent one of the factions there, to Exegol, one of the Imperial Remnant factions, and you realize that there's 24,000 Star Destroyers in the Imperial fleet at its height. Like there was 24,000 Star Destroyers. So he there was only like maybe 1,000 on Exegol. So he just took like 1,000 from the Imperial fleet and brought them there. Like that's all he did. And then he just strapped some cannons on them. Like that's really it. And I guess that makes sense for story, but like the new ships that they were gonna bring in were basically modified versions. So they could have just said, well, he modified them. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, you guys about to hate me for this, but my favorite trilogy is low-key the sequels. But I like all
Whoa, that's too
Wait,
far.
hold on, hold on. Let him
Too
explain.
far, Grayscale.
Let him
bloody
explain.
far.
Let him explain.
Simp.
He needs to justify his opinion.
No,
Let him
no,
explain.
no. I
kidding.
smell something fishy here, buddy. You got to explain.
Oh, this
Bro,
man pulled out a
in my
lightsaber.
opinion, I just like it better
I'm
because
pulling it out.
I guess it has to do
I'm
like
going to the
logic.
bathroom real
Don't get me
quick.
wrong, I see the problems when it comes to it. Like I'm not blind, but like in my opinion, I just like it because I don't know, I like the story. Like again, some things could have changed, but the graphics are really good compared to how they were. Like it was like compared to the originals, it was like a 30-year, 40-year difference. And into the prequels, like the prequels, I love the prequels, but a lot of it was CGI, and the CGI wasn't the best. And don't get me wrong, I loved it all. It's just that like the graphics is really good. I like the the old characters coming in, talking to the new characters, and I don't know, I just like everything about it. But some things could have changed. I didn't agree with everything about the sequels, but in my opinion, I did like the sequels. I like it all. I like all of them, but the sequels is my favorite.
Oh, that's a good explanation.
Like the visuals were definitely the best because we had Crate. Like Crate was awesome looking. Crate was the best part of 8. Just looking at Crate was the best part of 8 because it was that red crystal with salt on top. Like that was awesome. And when they hit those, when they hit the clouds of red, that was cool. But I just think I don't know, and they had good character setup. Like Finn, dude, that would have been awesome if they had a stormtrooper, develop the story of a stormtrooper coming from that to being something. But then they just basically made his character into someone who chases Rey and yells Rey. That's all they turned his character into.
That was his best line, honestly.
And honestly, 7 gave him so much potential, because when's the last time we had a stormtrooper become a good guy? Never.
Yeah.
They had so much potential with it, and I think that would have been a really cool thing, but they crapped on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys are totally right. I loved Chris's reaction when he said that.
Well, I just need to hear the.
That was a priceless reaction, and I really wish someone would put that on stream. Okay, honestly, I react the same way. My brother, even though this kid's absolutely knows absolutely nothing about Star Wars, he's literally the most uneducated kid ever. He's
him.
Yeah, I like the sequel trilogy way better than anything else. I'm first of all, you haven't even seen them. Second of all,
beat him.
I will give it to you. It does have way better. CGI and stuff, and it does look good. Visually, that is the most pleasing sequel or trilogy because, it's got the most advanced technology and the highest budget.
And there's so much potential for story in that trilogy in so many different places. Through all the movies, not just from The Force Awakens. There's just so many potential for story in so many different spots. Which is why I personally don't like it. It's when I'm watching the movie and I'm like, well, you could have done something a little bit cooler than what you did there.
I hate how every movie they end up on Tatooine at some point. Dude, go to somewhere else.
Or a desert planet.
Go somewhere else, man.
Dude, it's Tatooine. Oh, what are we gonna do for the next one? Jakku. Literally Tatooine again.
What are we gonna do? Copy and paste.
No, that's
Tatooine.
Walmart Tatooine. That's what it is.
Here's the thing of because I don't like Rey. I personally don't like Rey, and it's not because of her gender. It's just because I don't think she's a good character.
No, it's crap.
But the whole thing is Luke starts off as this troubled character, with kind of an attitude who's not even willing to really be a Jedi. I was going into Tashi Station and all that stuff,
I was going to Tashi, it's a power converter.
Rey starts off with knowing the Force, wanting to jump into battle, accepting the fight head on. It just
And I
doesn't
think
make
that-
her as convincing as a leading person when
Yeah, there's no conflict with Rey. There's
any
no
room
like,
for
there's no
improvement.
knockback.
She beats Kylo in her first fight.
Yeah,
And
like,
I
that's-
think
Yeah,
that
but
would
then again,
honestly-
Kylo was also injured too. Like it wasn't like Kylo was at.
Yeah, he
full
just kept
strength.
slapping himself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
like,
that
he was
injured.
injured by like Chewbacca's weapon, which
Chewbacca's
if it was
Dude,
a
no, it's the
regular person,
bowcaster. He took a shot from the bowcaster. That thing is like a little. I think that's like a little RPG.
It's an instant
Yeah.
kill. It's an instant kill. Not only that,
Exactly.
you get like thrown back and like
He
before you
took
can hit
one
the ground,
to the.
you're
He
dead.
took one to the rib area, and he just kept freaking slapping. He took one and tanked it and fought. Rey, who's not very skilled, but like she's still like obviously
And-
strong with the Force. Like
Yeah, and honestly, I've grown in recent time to be okay with how powerful she is and how she's instantly ready to fight, because that's a different type of character. But when you have something like that, you need some type of conflict. So when she has so much power, just like Anakin had so much power, but in a different way, she needs to have some kind of other conflict. Her internal conflict was so minimal in the sequel trilogy. Like it would be like her internal conflict would be like for a couple minutes she'd be like, I don't know who I am, and then like a minute later Luke would say, oh, you're I don't know, somebody, and you'd be like,
You're
oh,
Ray
oh, she'd be like, oh,
Skywalker.
okay, well I'm fine now. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
like you
I'm
gotta have
fine now,
internal
yeah.
conflict in that.
honestly,
Go talk to a
you're
ghost
right.
or, have
Her
a
conflict
weird
was
conversation
Yeah,
lacking.
with
she
Kylo.
went to the one planet, burned down the thing because she's like, I can't do it, and then like he talks to her for like 10 seconds. She's like, okay, I'm going. It's like
She's
what?
like, all right. No.
It's like
Her
yeah,
character lacks.
I'm okay
her
with you being
character lacks
overpowered.
substance. Like,
Yeah,
that's what her character
exactly.
lacks.
Lacks
The
substance. for
character
sure.
lacks substance. It's like there's
And
nothing
like I actually really liked Finn and Poe. Like for what they
yeah.
were, I actually really like every time they were on screen, I enjoyed their scenes.
Poe is
because
cool.
they have
I
a
like
cool
Poe.
relationship. They have a cool bromance.
They have a good friendship. That's like it's a really like I think out of like it's closest to like Anakin and like Obi-Wan's friendship. Like it's a really good friendship.
Exactly. See, we didn't. Yeah, no one notices. We haven't seen a friendship like Anakin and Obi-Wan's.
I think it was
since
more
the
like
prequels.
Luke and Han.
Yeah,
they-
I
yeah,
mean,
they-
everyone
dude.
wanted them to like. Everyone wanted them to like cook up.
No,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
care
I
about
know,
that in
not
Star
you.
Wars.
No, okay,
But, like,
this is
there
the
are a
only
lot
thing
of
that's happening a lot.
The
This is-
only relationship that matters in Star Wars is Padme and Anakin because of what it means for the plot. Every other relationship I really don't care about. Like even Han and Leia, I guess because that also pushes the plot because it creates
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo. I only care about relationships when it matters for the plot. That Poe and Finn does not matter for the plot at all. Like
that's something that's something that like people just want.
and even even if like Rey and Finn like got together, like that doesn't mean anything because it doesn't matter for the plot.
Whoa.
It doesn't matter for
I
the
think
plot. Like,
I think they made a good choice with Rey and Kylo. Like
Yeah.
or if Poe and Rey got together, like that doesn't affect the plot. So why would I care about that? This is Star
Yeah,
Wars.
originally I think Poe and Rey were supposed to get together or something.
were they?
Like that was
Yeah,
supposed to
in
be
the
hinted
original-
at
People
at
had
the
the
end of
same
Last
issue with
Jedi.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
that would have
People had the
sucked.
same
That would have been
issue.
awful. See,
It
Rey
made
and
no
Kylo
sense
is
either.
good because it's like
Even
the
though they're
two
cousins.
families. The two families.
Even though they're
Even though
what?
they're cousins.
They're not cousins. They're not cousins.
They're
Well,
not
the
cousins.
Sins of Emperor actually
She's
did
the
make-
daughter of a Palpatine, of literally a clone of Palpatine. It's
Yeah, but
confirmed
just
canon
because
that-
just because he created Anakin through the Force doesn't mean that it's his kid. It's the Force's. Like it's the Force that created.
Yeah,
Anakin.
it's not. It's
But
not.
there's
like,
got to be a little
Palpatine's-
bit of Palpatine's footprint on that child.
It's not
true.
the same.
Just
It's
a
like
little
There's got
spice
to
of
be a
Palpatine
little
in there.
bit.
Didn't you
It's like-
ever realize like the Emperor is sort of like a pedophile if you think about
oh,
it?
he's such a dude. He's
Yeah,
He's
yeah, but
such a
okay, well,
weirdo,
no,
dude. That
People always
shit
thought like
is
someone did the nasty with that like thing.
He got
But it was
bitten.
when he-
Heard
it was
about,
when he looked
Rey
normal.
being, like grandchild of like
No, I thought he
Emperor
said.
Palpatine,
I thought
bro.
it was canon that Rey's father is a clone of Palpatine.
It is. That's
Yeah.
canon. I thought it was
Rey's
just
father is a
Palpatine
clone of
somehow was able to
Palpatine?
fly it
Yeah,
in.
he-
Really?
Father
No,
was
no,
okay.
no.
a
Really?
younger Palpatine.
Yeah, okay,
No,
so
really?
the thing from
That's what I thought that was canon.
it is Rise of Skywalker, they explain that
In the novel.
Rey's in the novel, Rey's father is a failed clone of Palpatine, and they try to hide her from him because he was looking for her.
Yeah, he had like no force abilities or anything.
Mm-mm.
He didn't even look like
He was a
Palpatine.
Jedi. He was a Jedi.
I thought he had no force like
Both of her
abilities, though.
parents were Jedi.
Wait, Rey's parents were Jedi?
What?
Rey's
No,
They
I
didn't-
swear on my life.
Were they
it was
not? Were they
confirmed
No,
not?
they're
canon.
not. They're not.
No, Rey's parents. I don't think they were Jedi.
No, I don't know who her mom was, but her dad was a clone. Was literally just a clone of a younger Palpatine.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, from what the book said, he had no force powers. That was like the only thing. He had like no force abilities, which is why they were like, "Yeah, you do you."
Yeah,
bro.
because the
Like, we don't
Palpatine
need you."
clones were the first clones to ever have force abilities.
Because clones can't. I thought clones can't have force abilities.
Yeah, that's
because
why.
not-
But he had to use ancient Sith like stuff to make them have abilities, and that's in Legends. That's in Legends.
With Obi-Wan going off on Anakin.
Thankfully,
Never mind, that was-
Rey's father is actually a failed. Okay, yeah.
I know.
But
That reminds me of that video of like. Okay, I can't. I don't know who made it, but whoever made that video of Anakin
Thoughts on
going
Jar
off.
Jar Binks? I
Huh?
just can't wait to see how this
Darth
goes.
Jar Jar.
I wish.
Bro,
The
Jar
last-
Jar was Plagueis, bro. Changed my mind.
Jar Jar was Plagueis.
Nah,
Yo,
that
actually,
you know what I
like,
would have
imagine
loved?
that.
I would have loved if they would have introduced Plagueis as like Snoke.
Plagueis
Yeah.
was supposed to be the main villain for episode 9 in the secondary script, but they scrapped
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Why though? That would have been so. That would have
been
added
cool.
such context to things that happened in the prequel trilogy. Like that would have
Like, it's
gave
like,
us
oh
so
yeah,
much-
now Palpatine's defeated. Now the big boss has got to come back and take care of business.
Exactly. Oh my god.
A big
Turn back.
poppy.
Wait, I just read this. Palpatine is actually Rey's grandmother. What?
What?
Oh.
And his grand.
Oh wait,
and
I
his
guess
mom
it's
and his
both.
dad.
It's,
I think.
it's
I think
basically
he's
both.
everything.
Palpatine just is everything. Like he's the Sith,
Palpatine's
he's
just
the
way
Jedi,
too
he's
powerful,
just everything.
dude. Palpatine's
He
way
can
too
do
I
whatever
am
he
the
wants.
Palpatine identifies as non-binary.
Bro, I identify as an attack helicopter.
Legit.
Legit. I identify as Anakin's lightsaber.
No, but like, no, Palpatine was a pedo, man. He groomed Anakin up until he was an adult. Like, this man really did that.
He had his eyes on Anakin.
Yeah, this man was a
Exactly.
little weird. Like he did some stuff that we don't really like in society these days.
Nope.
But did
No.
did he respect Anakin's no square?
No, he didn't. And you know what
Yeah.
else? Finn is a simp too. He was like all over Rey as soon as he saw her.
Bro, exactly.
I can't trip for this.
Sorry, Grayscale, because I know you
Oh.
cosplay.
You know,
him,
I legit
but,
make videos making fun about that, bro. Like, I legit make videos. Like, I was like, dang, I said, my man really is a simp. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make videos like making fun about that. Just live
My
life.
man really is a simp.
I was a simp too. Like, bro, he didn't kill her just because he wanted to be with her.
Yeah, but is Kylo a simp though? Because technically he's
Yes,
not
he
all
gave
alone.
up
Yes, he
literally
was.
his whole life force, his remaining life force to save her.
Yeah,
That
the
is
man
biggest
really
Sith
went like,
move
so
ever.
if I
The
get my
man
life
really
force-
gave his life to save this girl who he literally like just like
Yeah,
started
legit.
loving.
They've been
Kylo
fighting
came,
for the whole like trilogy, and
I love
he's
how
like,
constant-
"Man,
I love how
She just
concentrated-
started calling him Ben too.
yeah.
She
like,
just started calling him Ben.
Ben
I love
legit.
how concentrated Chris is right now.
What is he
I'm
playing?
reading. Sorry.
He's so focused.
wait, what?
That's dedication.
Grayscale, what are you playing?
Oh,
I know,
I'm
Grace.
playing
You've been playing the
Call of Duty
entire
right now.
time.
Oh,
Like,
true. I was playing Warzone before I hopped on the call.
Bro,
So what are
I
you playing?
just can multitask. It's just like a power I have. I
dude,
think.
I wish I had the ability to multitask. Yeah, see, for me, I call that procrastinating.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
I got assigned a drama project today, and instead of starting on it, I hopped on Injustice 2 and creamed some kids.
Nice.
Because I main Blue Beetle, which is literally such an uncommon main because he's literally OP. Like he's
Blue
OP.
Beetle's a beast, bro.
Blue
But
Beetle's OP,
Green-
and he's
Green
one of
Arrow's
my
my
cosplayers.
dog, though. I can't trick. Green Arrow's my dog.
Green Arrow, that's where it's
Okay,
at.
yeah, Green Arrow's cool, but Blue Beetle is freaking P because his armor can literally like it can just deal with any opponent. Like his armor, the reason he's so OP is because he's adaptable. Like
This is
Yeah.
off topic for May the 4th.
I know it is, but fuck.
I know.
we
All
should
right, let's
talk
go
about
back
it, and I get
on
triggered.
topic then. Like,
Back on topic.
Battlefront, does Battlefront 2?
oh my, you know they
God.
already dropped a live support for the game?
Really?
The what?
Yeah, they legit already dropped a live support for the game.
I love that game so much.
Like, so
who
if-
do you guys? Who's your hero main?
Darth Maul.
Dude, same. My Sith main is Darth Maul. My Jedi
Boba
main is,
Fett.
my Jedi
Dude.
main is Obi-Wan.
Bro,
I,
my favorite Jedi, but
or-
my Sith main is definitely like, what's it called? What's his name? Darth Vader. That's my dog.
Chris, do you play Battlefront?
Yeah, I'm a specialist main.
What about for like heroes?
What are your hero mains?
Dark Side. I kind of switch it up because I like to play with different ones. Lately I've been playing for lightsaber Kylo because I've been getting good with him because I played way
Yeah,
too much
Kylo
Darth
has
Maul.
really OP lightsaber.
And then for like the gun or like a ranged hero, I've been using Iden because Iden's actually really good.
She is.
If you
charge
play her
for
right,
blaster,
she's good.
she's-
Even in Heroes versus Villains, she can, like, if you play her
Melts.
good and use her dodge as well, she is like busted. And that for heroes, I go with for lightsaber. I usually go with Luke, or Anakin.
Really?
Kind of. I like Luke because he's fast paced and I can get in, do a strike, and then leave really quick.
I
And then
just like
also,
Luke's green lightsaber.
I use Obi-Wan for.
and then I for range for light side I use usually Han. I used to back before Leia got nerfed, or not nerfed, but back before Leia sucked. I used to play a lot of Leia, but
Back
she
before
sucks.
Leia sucked.
Well, no, the problem with Leia is what they did is they buffed everyone else but her. So now she just sucks. Like,
Why?
I don't know, because she was actually possibly one of the top 3 heroes in the game for a while, because on at least like Galactic Assault, because her right shot had infinite range. So like you could literally sit in the back of the map and just boom boom one shot everybody on the map when they were assaulting, and you could get
Are you
like
kidding me?
50 kills. Yeah, but now
Dang,
it's
Okay, well, no
now it's got
wonder they
range
left
drop
that
off.
out then, because that probably got like really like annoying.
Yeah, but now they range dropped off it, and they didn't buff anything else on her. Her shield's useless, absolute useless. It's just a normal shield. And the thing is, you can't even. Yeah, it just sucks. And then her E11's the best part of her, and it's not even that good. It's just like an auto rifle. And now her like her secondary shot has a range drop off, so she's literally useless. Like, I literally pick Phasma over her.
Oh my, I hate
Dang.
people who play Phasma. I'm sorry, but Phasma is so like broken.
Oh,
She-
she's
what?
broken, bro.
She's
Yeah, but
bad,
okay,
but
'cause-
she's bad. Like a bad character. Like, she's not good anymore unless you're really good with her.
Like you have to have been playing her since day one to be good.
You
with
and,
Phasma.
and she's a really niche character, because what you have to do is you have to camp with her. You have to
Yeah.
camp. There's no way you don't camp with her, because her character's meant for camping, because you put her little drone there, and then that's how you
Phasma is
win.
a camp. Phasma is a camp. Like she is the camp counselor. Like that's it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Obi-Wan's force push, like when you really like, I don't know. I think Obi-Wan's force push is so useful to get a good combo going and actually like just destroy people. Because you force push them like into a surface where they're gonna hit and then fall. And then you get there really quick, and then you can just completely end them. Like
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I just do fetus deletus. I like just yeet them across the map.
just yeet them. Yeah, especially if they're over a spot where they can fall and die. Like when we're on the whatever map that is, I can't remember it.
Naboo.
But you can just yeet them off the map. Like
Oh yeah.
just hi yo off the map. There it is. I love doing that. And then especially when you have your mic on and you hear the kid start screaming like, "Yo, that's so broken!" That actually happened once. Like I was playing a game and I just yeeted this dude off the map and he starts screaming. He's like, "Yo, force push is so gay. You better stop doing that." Like and I was like,
That's
like,
me
bro,
whenever
like-
I play Warzone, because I use a 357.
yeah, you definitely rage.
No, I get called so many things I can't say on here right now, but oh my
Yeah, we're
god,
PG.
it's
We're
toxic.
PG here at the YouTube.
Earth 39 podcast.
We're PG here at the Earth 39 podcast. We're PG.
Mateo's actually starting up his own podcast, a cosplay podcast, where he's gonna like talk to cosplayers.
No.
Oh,
Like,
that's cool.
specifically. So like
So if anyone
Grayscale,
wants
Bruh,
Ultimate MCU Spidey, if you guys want to do an
to-
episode,
You guys.
I'm down.
I'm
Dude,
down, bro.
jump on
Legit,
Mateo.
I was second guessing myself to even come on here today, because like, what was it? Three hours ago, I was waiting on Kara Saber's website to buy their new Kylo hilt that came out. That joint was like,
Was it sold out? Or
no, so they only made 100 of the kits for the saber because you have to build it yourself. Because
Oh.
this is the most accurate Kylo saber that's come out on the market thus far, and they only
Yeah.
made 100 of it. So when I got on the website at 6:30 when it launched, the website started crashing for everybody for a straight 15 minutes.
Oh my
what?
So I was like waiting for 16 minutes just to get the thing in my cart and then go to checkout.
Yeah.
So
Did you get it?
I ended up getting it, thank God.
Oh,
but
thank
like
God.
I was
Ooh, that's
about
rough.
I was legit freaking out because I was like, I swear to God, if I don't get this in my cart today, I'm gonna be so blown.
I want like
Yeah.
right before this whole quarantine happened, I was gonna get the oh my God, I can't remember I can never remember names of stuff. Like I'm horrible with that. I was getting a NeoPixel saber from Saber Trio.
Oh,
I was
true.
literally right doing it. Then I lost, and then the website refreshed and it was closed. And I was like,
Ooh.
sorry, no, like one moment I was on the website, I was about to hit checkout, and then my computer crashed. So I turned it back on, and then the website is down. Everything is listed as sold out. Obviously, they're just closed. And then there's a big yellow message that says, "We'll return in April 2020."
Yikes.
Yeah, my calendar called. I'm pretty sure we're done. April 2020. They're not open yet. Like, I'm waiting for my damn lightsaber. I want it so bad. I need a NeoPixel I'm pretty sure it's called like the Lost Hilt or something like that. It's supposed to be. It's from Fallen Order. I don't
Oh,
know if
I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
saw
think
that
it's called,
recently.
no, I think it's called Kestis or something. It's called something like that.
Yeah.
Cal
Oh, his
Kestis'
lightsaber's
lightsaber,
cool, bro.
I love his lightsaber so much. Like I don't know.
I
it's just
built
really-
my own lightsaber at Disney. No
Yeah,
big deal.
lucky
So did
boy.
I. I have mine in my corner right now.
Experience,
Bro,
man.
dude, the Kyber crystals are so sick. I have like purple, red, white, green, blue.
Anyone
yellow.
have the black
I
one?
got all of them.
The black one is rare,
The black one.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
because
was
people
hoping
used
I
to be able
got
to
that
people
one,
used
but
to be able to put their flashlights up to the canister.
but
And
they
now they put
changed
that
it.
black paper.
Yeah,
in.
they changed that.
Now they
Wait,
put the
so-
little.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
they put
real
a sheet
quick.
of they put a sheet of black paper in the thing now, so you can't put your flashlight up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, real quick, because I'm probably about to go to Disney. Hopefully, spring if everything's good
Same.
with the Corona. Is the lightsaber worth it? Because I've heard it's
No.
some people say it's worth it, but some people
Okay.
say like
It
it's
really
not.
isn't, man. Like,
Okay, for
So-
the experience, maybe.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
yeah,
But,
the
like,
experience,
The
is great, but
experience
saber's
is what
not.
might make it worth it, but the lightsabers are worse than like ultra
Mhm.
sabers.
Okay, so I
although
can
See,
speak
I
that's
for.
actually
what
really
mentioned
like
also
mine.
sabers,
Like
like, it
I
makes me
like being
sick.
able to change out the Kyber crystals and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know.
That's a
So-
good mechanic that other saber companies should also adapt because it's really cool. Like
Yeah, I can
But
speak
then
for
again,
both.
And
other
it's a
saber
good way to
companies,
make
you just-
extra money.
other saber companies, you just hit a button and then you can just change color.
It really depends because there are some saber companies that you have to put a crystal in it for like it to work. But like
Have you guys ever heard of Korriban?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
And Vader's Vault. Vader's Vault has some pretty good sabers
They're
too.
expensive.
Vader's Vault are
is
really expensive. But I'm pretty sure like they're worth. I don't know.
They're definitely
Like,
worth it.
Vader's Vault have
Okay.
really good sabers.
I got you.
For
But Saber,
they-
okay, Saber. I'm saying right now, Saber Trio is the best. Like yeah. And Saber Trio is not only like pretty affordable. Like they're not really highly expensive, but they also have like the NeoPixel sabers. Like they have sound. Like most of them, pretty much all of them have flash on Clash. There's like even one with the Kylo Ren font. There's a simulation where you can run it as if it's raining, and there's little like effects on the saber that like make it look like there's raindrops hitting it and disintegrating as it hits.
I
Like
have to buy it. I might have to buy that sound font considering.
and
I
the
just got Ren.
NeoPixel ones, they don't just turn on like a flashlight. They actually the blade comes up like it's a series of
I
lights.
know. I'm trying to get since I'm not sure when exactly my Kylo Hill is supposed to come in because I got the service where it's gonna get weathered and I forget what the term is, but there's two the side blades and like the metal part of it, they're gonna weather that part and paint it. It's metal, so they have to do something to it. I'm not sure what it's called.
I think they have to prime it.
Yeah, something like that. But
I do love painting.
yeah, I'm gonna get NeoPixel for my blade because that I looked at a video
You
on
really
TikTok.
should. And get the okay. There's I don't know what it's called. I think it's called like the V2 Kylo Ren font, the sound
Yeah.
font. Get like if I don't know if it's called like V2 or something. There's something like that. But get the second one because it's so good, man. Like
Mhm.
oh man, and the Flame Blade too. That's one of the blade fonts. The Flame Blade.
Oh,
where it
I've
doesn't
seen
go-
that one. Yeah.
It doesn't go fully to the tip, but it kind of comes up a little bit. I don't know. It's so sick.
Yeah.
And when it also closes by like coming up from the bottom because it's like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but it's really cool though.
But to answer your question, Grayscale, I can speak for both me and Jonah since we both made our lightsabers at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it for the experience, but the thing
Oh,
is, it's
yeah.
more expensive than buying, say,
Something
lightsaber
from like
saber.
Saber Forge.
yeah, Saber Forge, or if you're at the park and you still want a lightsaber, it's more expensive than buying one of the legacy lightsabers at the bazaar.
I would
Yeah, because like you can also buy the lightsabers you make without the experience. I think for a little bit cheaper. I could.
Didn't you guys hear what happened with Saber
Yeah.
Forge?
What?
Their customer service. Someone I can't remember. There was this huge thing. One of a TikTokers I found, or one of the TikTokers I follow, made a video about how Saber Forge. I think it was Saber Forge. They like their customer service is garbage, and they're like the guys from there are really just rude and stuff like that. And I don't know. He was trying to do something, and then he got like some serious negativity from one of the guys. I don't know. I can't remember. It was, yeah, I don't know. He just didn't like it. They were really like. Just, I don't know. There's not really like. It's not PG. There's not PG.
I'm looking at a post on TikTok and it says it's like a compilation this guy made why the light is way stronger than the dark, and it shows like Yoda killing some people and like Obi-Wan killing Maul and stuff. Then the first comment is until Darth Nihilus steals all the force from an entire planet.
Oh
Or
yeah.
the second one is until Star Killer shows up.
Right.
Until Star Killer
Nihilus.
shows up. Until Savage Opress takes on a Jedi with his horns.
Oh yeah. I
Oh
remember
my
that.
god.
Like, dude,
I've actually,
you cannot argue that the light side is stronger than the dark because they're not. The whole reason
They're
why the light
not.
side even stands a chance is because there's only 2 dark side. Like, that's the
Yeah.
when the Sith.
that's why the gray Jedi are superior. Like that's it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I
Why?
think-
Every
I
time
think-
that all the Sith went against all the Jedi and there was like an equal amount, the Sith always won. There's a reason
Exactly,
for
man.
that because the Sith are more powerful. Like,
Mhm.
I
The
think
Sith are
like the
just
dark
general
side has a
better
lot
versions.
more like brute force to it, but I think like when it comes like I don't think in like strength wise the light side's good, but like light side has like more healing capabilities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's the whole point. Is like the light side can hold power because they
Yeah.
don't infight. They don't infight. So like, if you have like 100 Sith and 100 Jedi in the universe and they have a war, the Sith are gonna win. But as soon as they're done, all the remaining Sith are gonna go to war with each other and kill each other off. But if you have
Yeah.
100 Sith and 100 Jedi and the Jedi win, the Jedi will be able to keep the power until another force comes along. I mean, they kept the power for thousands of years before Palpatine came along.
The Jedi are like
Yeah.
kind of low-key weak if you think about it. Like honestly, like
Oh yeah, they're
compared to the
weak, but
Sith-
but they excel. They're weak in power wise, but they excel in ways such as
yeah, like they'll
peace. Like they can actually hold peace for a while, and if they don't mess up, they can heal way better. Stuff like that. Like it's more along the lines of like
yeah, like has a Sith
meditation.
ever shown the ability to heal? Like
Well, yeah, I mean Palpatine did it.
yeah, but like that's his whole. But that's a dark side thing. Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, I guess
Yeah,
like,
so I think it's like the Jedi are more on the side of meditation and like the deeper side of the Force, and Sith are just pure raw power.
Sith are just like let's find the quickest way to kill someone.
Exactly. Let's try to find a way to destroy a planet with our mind.
yeah, with a giant green
Darth
laser.
Nihilus be like.
Nihilus just like takes the force from the entire planet. Like
Literally
"Oh,
killed
sorry,
an
were
entire
you-
planet, and then destroyed a ship using the power.
No, imagine he takes it all. He's just like, oh, sorry, were you using that? Like
Yeah, literally, he was crazy.
Nihilus is like actually,
And that's why some of that legend stuff can never happen because they're like too overpowered. Like Star Killer, dude. Star
he's
Killer is
basically
way too
God.
over.
Like
Star Killer took down a
god, bro.
Star Killer dragged a Star Destroyer out of the sky and crashed it. Like
no one should have that power. Like
if he was canon, then he would be more powerful than Anakin. And that's stupid because like
Definitely.
Anakin's supposed to be.
and wait, is Anakin? Wait, are the canon characters in Legacies, or is Legacies like a whole different like
Legacies is like stories
I
that were
meant
told
legend. I
before
meant
Di-
legend. Sorry.
Legends?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Legends were stories before Disney bought Star Wars, and basically that's no longer canon.
Or even some of them that Disney have made, they've set our legends now. They retconned them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
anything
no.
that's retcon. So retcon is when you basically say this is no longer canon.
Oh.
This is not Star Wars. But any of you guys like Halo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what they're doing with
I mean,
Halo? Do you know what they're doing
dabbled.
with Halo? They're retconning 4 and 5. They're retconning them.
Four
I thought
was
those were
actually
like the
somewhat
best
good.
ones.
Whose
5 I didn't
decision
like.
is this? Like,
They're
Microsoft.
starting. Well, everyone absolutely hated 5, and not that many people liked 4. I liked 4's story.
I liked
hated
4.
5. So they're retconning both of them. That's why all the armor looks like Halo 3. Basically, they're starting off when in the trailer when he finds Master Chief. That's after Halo 3. Apparently, that's what I heard. That's what they said. And also, if you look at the toys are Halo 3 style, like the armor on the Spartans and everything.
I don't know.
So-
oh god.
They're basically retconning 4 and 5, and
Whose
6 is
bloody
just gonna be a whole
decision?
new thing. Which I want to finish 5's story. Like I want to see them battle Cortana and the AI. It's like I don't know. I mean, it sucked, but I still want to see it end.
I don't know. I
You guys-
stole Halo 5 from Target on a Black Friday because some employee left the little glass thing
what?
open. Yeah, so I went Black Friday shopping and I was gonna go buy Halo 5 and like one other game, but some employee thought it was a good idea. Oh, let's unlock the cabinets that have the games behind the displays and leave it open. So me and my cousin, we just grabbed the games, put them under his shirts, put on a jacket.
Hey,
and walked
it's
out.
Halo 5. It's Halo 5. It doesn't even
Yeah,
matter. That
so-
thing's worth nothing anymore.
Yo, the FBI
Probably paid more in loot boxes than the actual game's worth.
President
Yeah,
Trump
FBI.
requires
Yeah, he's here. He's
presents.
here. Yeah, I got him.
We're
I got him.
live
Yeah.
streaming, so if the FBI is really that concerned, they'll take notice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
no, but it's
know.
like-
Oh yeah.
They have loot
the
boxes.
only
and
time I've
everything.
ever stolen something, it wasn't even intentional. I was at Winners trying on belts because. Let's face it, like, I don't know,
Sure,
I
it
need- I
wasn't
needed to-
intentional.
No,
Sure.
I swear to God, it wasn't intentional. I was trying on belts, and then we went to checkout, and because my jacket was so thick and it was so long over my, it went
Dummy
over my
thick.
arm, right? I walked out of the store with the belt on. When I got to my car, I was like, I felt the coldness of the metal on my chest. So I looked down, I was like, holy shit, Ma, look at me. I was like, Ma, look at me. And she's like, Mateo, what are you wearing? I'm like, the belt I just tried on. And she goes, and I'm like, do we go back in? And she's like, no. She's like, that's a free belt. That because the belt was like 30. I was like $30. I'm like, for a belt, come on, that's a lot.
Was it a Gucci belt?
Yeah, it was a Gucci belt, sure.
Oh.
As if my freaking broke ass could afford that. No, it was just a regular belt. But yeah, so I just walked out. and I was like,
Language, Mateo.
I'm sorry, I'm Canadian. Fanculo schivace.
That's Italian, not
It's
Yeah, but I
Canadian.
can swear in Italian because no one, I mean, unless any of you speak Italian, like. Anyone here bilingual?
I am.
Nope.
I know Spanish. Who is calling me?
You
This dude
speak
from Texas
Spanish?
from earlier? Yeah.
Habla español?
See, wait 1 moment. Somebody's calling me from Texas. What the hell?
What? Yo, I got a call from London yesterday. You just get calls from random places. Yeah, I'm learning Spanish and I speak fluent Italian because Italian's sick. And I was also born there, so that makes sense.
Dang, nice.
Freaking, I was born in Portobello, Sicily. Like that place is beautiful, but I haven't been there in so long.
Man, shoot.
Grayscale, what are you playing?
Bro, I'm still playing Modern Warfare 3 and like,
Oh my god.
dude, I'm sorry, but this thing is pissing me off, bro, because I can't. I
Random
can't
person from Texas called me earlier and doesn't even say anything on the phone for like 30 seconds.
Bro, that man was just trying to steal your identity, boy.
Steal your
Well, with my
identity.
voice, oh yeah, good luck.
No, honestly, okay, me and my friends were hanging out one time, and we got this random number called us, and when my friend answered, this lady on the phone was just like, "Why are you calling me? Like, what? This is like the 5th time you."
Oh, it was
we're like,
probably one of those automated prank calls.
yeah, and we're like,
Probably.
man, are you kidding me? You called us, like, and she starts yelling. She's like, and then there's a kid with her too. And
Oh,
so
man.
we're just like, what's going on with you? Like, so my friend hangs up and he's like, some people, man. It was literally the most funny thing. Like, again, like, okay, I'm really easy to make laugh, and I'm really easy to impress, and really easy to just like, I'm really easy to just do stuff. Like, I'm basic. I'm a basic model of a human. So like, I literally laugh for like legit 15 minutes. Like, I'm just so weird. The weirdest things make me laugh. Like,
What are you playing? What are you playing? Modern Warfare on, or Warzone?
PS4.
let's go.
PS4,
Oh my God, I'm on
alright.
PS4. I'm on PS4. Anyone
PC
here has
Master
PS4?
Race.
Huh?
PC Master Race.
Dang.
Okay, I play Minecraft on my PC though, so
Xbox,
like,
Xbox, and PSVR.
I mean, I can't really talk because I have PC, Xbox, and PS4. I just play on PC because PC.
you lucky.
Dang, you a rich kid, eh?
No, I
rich kid,
just
eh?
work a lot for my stuff, and I have a twin brother, so.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
I have an Xbox and a PS4. That's it.
I mean, I have one.
I
PS4
mean,
because,
I guess
yeah.
I am a little bit of a rich kid because I did buy a Kylo hilt that was $600.
Yo, quit
so-
flexing, kids. I'm literally
Flex.
I'm broke.
How'd you
100?
I
earn
work at
that?
a
my
grocery.
God.
Wait,
600, yeah.
I work at a
Jeez.
grocery store. Like,
Hey.
I make $15 an hour.
$15 an hour is pretty good.
I make 13, 15.
I thank the government. Unemployment is treating me very well right now.
Are you kidding me? Trudeau, what are you doing wrong? Like, freaking Trudeau, man. Me and my dad, when the coronavirus like had just like the quarantine wasn't, it was a little newer. They did these little meetings at his house, at his summer home where he stays or whatever, right? And then like, okay, so he's scheduled to come out for 9 and then shows up at 10, like, and they wait outside his house. And it must my dad's watching, right? I'm like, okay, well, he's not here yet. And I wanted to hear what he said, so I'm like, he's not here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I come back, and after like 10 minutes, I come back, and my dad's like, "The best, it's still not here. He's still not here. Like, it's past 9. It's 10 past 9 now, and he's still not here." Then another 20 minutes goes by. Then another 20 minutes, and it's 10 o'clock, and we're like, "Where is this guy?" He walks out in his pajamas.
This man was really sleeping and came into work in pajamas.
He was definitely
Wow.
like spanking it. He was definitely spanking it, and then they called him out. His wife's like, "Yo, there's like."
Yo, chill. I don't know which one of my
Okay,
little
come on, that
siblings
could
is
be
watching
anything.
this.
That could be
Siblings.
anything.
Oh,
That could be
no.
anything.
No, it couldn't. It
All
really
right.
couldn't.
Yeah,
It could be
you can,
one
like,
of two things.
when you're making pizza and you have to like flatten the dough, like.
Man.
You just give it a little clap, like.
Just a little clap, like. Oh my God.
All right, going on topic of Star Wars, who would y'all simp for?
Oh,
Leia.
man. Bro, that Padme. I'll say for Padme.
Leia or Ahsoka, dude. Ahsoka just seems chill.
Yo, but what about what's her name? I can't remember. Oh my god. I'm blanking her name and it's pissing me off.
I would go for Padme's assistant, the one that's in the Vader comics right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, of
Just-
course. Because you can't get
Which
Just
one?
like she looked just like Padme, but like
Yep.
you don't have to do it in.
Sloppy seconds.
sloppy seconds. No, not sloppy, sloppy seconds. No, okay, no, I would probably go like honestly like Padme, obviously, but like also like oh, you know, dude, I can't remember names right now. Like
Is it a Jedi like Isla Sakura or
Ayla Secura? No, her, no. No,
I
she's
butchered her name.
she's just a regular person, but I can't freaking remember.
How does she look like?
She's a brunette girl.
brunette? Oh, I
So-
know what you're talking about from Rogue One, if I remember. I think.
Wait, Jyn Erso?
Oh, never mind. That's not her.
No, not
Wait,
her.
the
no.
girl from Solo.
I don't think the girl from Solo's that hot, and I don't
She's
think
really
a lot of
not.
people are ready to have that
Yeah.
discussion.
Banging.
Kira was not that attractive.
Oh
I mean-
my god. No. Oh
Yo,
my god.
Grayscale's getting mad. He's getting triggered.
No, it's
He
fine, but it's
wasn't.
so.
Have you
that's
watched
so
Game of Thrones?
I mean, Maul
yeah.
definitely
I've never
gave her the
watched Game of
clap.
Thrones because it's not PG.
Maul definitely gave
I am a
Kira the
delicate
clap, though.
child, okay? Like,
Okay.
you can't be poisoning my mind, okay? Yeah, I would definitely.
Of course, man.
Yeah, I would definitely sim for Kylo though. I mean, just so he doesn't kill me and
Huh?
stuff. Just so he doesn't. Just so he doesn't. Like, you don't want to die, do you? Like,
That's true, man. That man has some tantrums now.
I mean, it has some. He has some temper tantrums. Like, if you like, have you seen the SNL? He's like, yeah, my friend saw Kylo went to the bathroom. He's like, Kylo Ren was
Yo.
ripped.
I just
Shredded.
peeped though.
They
Chris
had an
looks
8-pack.
pissed.
Your friend's a liar, man. Kylo Ren's
Yeah,
a
somebody
punk,
just DM me.
sleep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
somebody slid in your DMs, Chris.
No, do you
Yo,
ever
Padme-
get in the Discord?
Yeah, I do. I was looking at it earlier. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That
this is
old
a lot.
admin that got
are you in the
banned is
Discord too?
trying to start stuff.
Are you serious? What the hell?
Wait,
Dang.
in GEB Discord?
The GB.
Yeah, he's banned. But he's DMing me.
Who?
Oh.
You can just block him.
I know, but I used to be.
You know who's
friends
really
with him,
nice
but
from there?
I
Frost
feel-
Dogs. He's so nice. I like that.
I
guy.
like Frost. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, like the first time I entered the chat, I was so excited because I was like, yeah, this like actually just seems legitimately fun. And then I just said like hi to everyone, and he was the only one who responded. He was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, wait, someone actually responded? Like what? And like I just expected to like mention myself. I expected to like say something and then like absolutely be ignored. This guy's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, not much. You like, how you guys doing? And he's like, pretty good, brother. And I was like, what? Like, I don't know. Everyone's so nice though. Yeah, man. Pyro, man. I don't know. You guys really did create something good.
Oh, I need
I
to
like
I've
Magic
been-
Sin or whatever. He can say some pretty controversial stuff, but like he's like been every experience I've had with him has been pleasant.
I'm not even gonna lie. When Chris went to call, I kind of fanboyed. Like, that was just,
Me?
Yeah, like okay, because
Oh,
like
thank you.
yeah, I'm relatively small. I'm a really small creator. Like I don't know. I'm just friends with Jake. I'm a really small creator, and like I did not expect to be able to meet anyone. Like, just that's it. You joined the call, and I was like, wait, Chris, like
Just
like Emperor
TikTok,
Pro?
man. Just
Like Emperor
TikTok.
Punk? And I was literally like, I was freaking out. I was like, okay, don't you should be cool, man. Like that's
He's
it.
also Canadian, so Mateo's just being overly nice.
I'm technically not Canadian. Okay, technically I'm not Canadian. I'm Italian. I was born there, but then my family moved here for some godforsaken reason. Like, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I low-key fanboyed. Like, I was like, okay. Better
All
not
right,
say a word.
I'm probably gonna bounce, guys. 'Cause I gotta do some philosophy. So it's been nice talking to you guys.
It was
All right,
cool.
I'll
Man,
see
nice
you.
talking to you too, man.
Hey, see you,
Chris.
man. See you
Peace out.
guys.
It was cool meeting you.
All right, I've
Was there a
been
girl in
starting
here
to please.
earlier?
Huh?
Wasn't there a girl in here earlier that
Yeah,
like?
It
Michelle,
was the beginning.
She
and then
left.
she disappeared.
According to her, according to the Snapchat I received from her, her Wi-Fi crashed.
Dang.
She was like,
just
nah,
the,
there's
or
too
she
many
was just
boys.
the only girl.
But also, we were like kind of starting to spit some facts, like spit some like go like really deep into
Yeah, like
Star
legit
Wars.
facts, and she just got a little intimidated.
No, I'm not saying she's intimidated. Like she's really smart, but like we got like deep into like legacies and stuff like general audience members should know.
Yeah.
Who was it anyways that you invited for the podcast?
Oh,
Was it-
it's my friend Michelle. She also lives in Canada. She's like a TikTok dancer, but she's
Wait,
got, like,
another
7,000
Canadian?
subs.
Whoa.
Oh,
I
this
live
man's
in the-
sipping. This man's sipping.
I'm not simping. What?
He has
Never.
actually Mateo has a girlfriend.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend.
So it doesn't mean you can't be a pimp.
I think we should. I think we
Did
should
you
just
say
stop.
pimp?
Yep.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
not a
we should
pimp.
just stop the live now at this point. Just
Yeah.
say goodbye and then like just talk as homies. All right.
I was
Well,
actually-
thanks for watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
It's been a
Thanks
great May
for-
the 4th, and May the 4th be with you.
May the
As
4th
Mike
be with you
Tyson
all.
would say, May the 4th be with you.
May the
May the 4th be with you all.
And all good night.
No. No.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro. I'm
To
sorry,
everyone
I'm
who
sorry,
came
man.
on, Team Blue
Grayscale.
Pulsar, the Grayscale, Ultimate MCU, Spidey, Mateo, Pissed Chris, Michelle, Aaron, all of you guys. I'm so glad you guys could all come on. It was
And
a
Blue.
great last minute thing.